welcome to a stream, I think long in the making. I'm surprised I haven't streamed any of this build so far, but we're going to be building the upscaled Grogu. It's the funnest project I've worked on probably since Captain Rex, right over here, which was, what, a year and a bit ago. Maybe not the funnest. I can think of a few different projects that I've had a lot of fun with, but I do think this is one of the best projects. Upscaling Lego, bigger and better. What else can we do about it? So we are going to be piecing together. I've done the slope. We'll get onto the slope in just a second. We're going to be piecing together the body for Grogu. Hello there, Moonshoes. I can see you in chat nice and early. Lego have come out with a gift with purchase, in case you aren't aware, with the baby astronaut. It looks pretty cool. In fact, I could probably bring it up on screen. I don't know if Lego is still selling it. Let's have a little look. Do Lego still have this gift with purchase running? It was the baby astronaut, and I think it was like a Ninjago. Was there a Ninjago build? There was a Ninjago build. All right. So let me pop this up so you can see it. This ain't going to work with... Oh, there we go. Which one is it? Deals and promo codes. All right, and we want... It's like the buildable giant minifigures. If you've seen any of them, whilst I'm getting this on, it's exactly like that, but it's a baby astronaut, which is super cool. There we go, baby astronaut. As you can see, it is just like the big one, but it's a little bit smaller, which means it should, in reason, be easier to build than Captain Rex. I don't know if I'm going to regret saying that in a minute, but we do have, look at this, we do have instructions for it as well. I was waiting for these to come out. This has been available for the last 5-6 days, since the 15th of May. This has been in stock since the 15th and ends on the 23rd. It's quite a good gift with purchase. It's got the same threshold, 135, no, Star Wars was 145. It's got near about the same threshold as the Star Wars set. And I think this does hold up. It ain't too bad. Look at it. Looks pretty cute as well. But we're going to be using this not as the baby astronaut. Instead, we're going to be building Grogu. Of course, we're building Grogu's pram. I should have Grogu around here somewhere. So this little fella right here, this is the Grogu. This is the Grogu that we are upscaling to be up to the neck of that Captain Rex. Let me just grab Rex so you can see just how big that is. This is how big Captain Rex is. It's the size of my head. So Grogu from the desk is going to be this tall. This is how tall Grogu is at the minute. This is Grogu sat on the desk, and that's how tall Grogu is going to be. You all seem to love my upscaling videos, so I think we'll definitely be doing more of them. I've got a few projects lined up, but so far we've done a few different bricks for Grogu. We started off with this 1x1 snot brick, which, you know, it's a great brick and has been slightly updated since the first one, but I think we've done everything on camera. It's mainly just that stud on top that we had to hollow out, and then on top of that we'll go with my second favorite brick. It was my favorite when I made it. We had this snot brick. They link together. You can really put these any which way you like, but for the build, they link together. This one goes on top, just off-centered. So there we go. We've got 2 bricks ready to go. I feel like the light's a little too bright. Let's see if we tone this down a little bit. And then... there we go. So we've got a snot brick and a jumper. Next up was this 1x1. I mean, we haven't really used this. I'm hoping if we have time today, we'll be able to get the rounded off slope that can then attach this to the back. I think it's that side, so that we've got the nice cushion. All the interior is done. And then the last update was these clips. We also have these round 1x1 corner tiles. In fact, I do have the pieces needed to replace the white and grey tiles with the actual light tan ones. But today we're going to build the body of Grogu. I'm unsure if we should push ahead and do the head brick built push ahead and brick build Grogu's head now. Or if I should 3D print Grogu's head for the time being and work around to it, because this is version 1 of Grogu's giant buildable pram. So we are going to be revisiting this for sure. I've built the slope, like I said in yesterday's stream, and it's going to need some improving. But there we go. Look at that. All the macaroni tiles are on. This is looking a lot better. More like a giant brick and less like a giant brick built. I don't really know what that would be. Maybe a coffee table. Coffee table to house that very expensive Lego Star Wars book. That sounds about right. Macaroni 1 and macaroni 2. Nice little tan rainbow. Just a monochrome rainbow in there. But these can't go on yet because we need to work on the giant 4x4 plates, which, oh, I really don't know how we're going to go about those, but they're going to have to be, once we've got both slopes on the front and back, and once we've also worked out the torso for Grogu, which is what we're doing today, the body of Grogu, once I can build all of this together. And we'll have to work on those. If you've got any ideas, please do let me know. And this clip here, which is built really fun. I'm going to do the video. I'll probably record it tomorrow. I know you've been asking for the next part. It's coming. If I record it tomorrow, it should be out by Thursday. And in that video, I'll show you how I put together this and the 1x1 with the bar, which works on, they clip together, no studs. This isn't cheating like Lego have with their snot bricks. I've seen what Lego did with this baby astronaut. I've had a sneak peek, but yeah, this does clip on just like this. And there you go. It holds on. It kind of, if we pull off the top of this, kind of pulls apart the stud, it does kind of look like a toilet, doesn't it? If I had to go on a romantic date with one Lego Star Wars minifigure, who's my brick built bae, and why is it definitely not General Grievous? Yeah, Grievous would steal your lightsabers, wouldn't he? That wouldn't be a good choice. And I can't pick myself, I'm assuming. What's my favourite? I'm going to pick my favourite looking minifigure. But, oh, this is a tricky one. I can't remember what I said for my favourite minifigure. True, we do have Star Wars versions, but that's cheating. We can't pick ourselves. And we can't pick Grievous as well. It's not Grievous. Alright, Grogu's out the question. Despite being 50, it doesn't look 50. I've got a solid answer here. It's a minifigure that everyone wants, and I'd probably do it just to be able to make a video about it, because I'd have the minifigure in the first place. The Lego Queen Amidala. I think that answers everything. Look at this minifigure. Take a look at that. I really like the costume in universe as well, because these are all LED lights around the bottom. And if you look very closely, you can see the wires in, especially when Padme's standing by the window. But take a look at that. It's a minifigure that not only holds up to today's standards of minifigures, but I'm surprised we haven't seen since, because we've got so many, you know, mall scimitars and bongos and everything else. Perfect opportunity to whack Padme in there. And before anyone says that she doesn't fit in the scimitar, she doesn't fit in the bongo either. What a fig. Absolute, it's an awesome figure, and it does still hold up to today, which I think is where it gets its value from. What are we looking at for this Padme minifigure? Right, let's have a look at Bricklink. Obviously, eBay and the likes, it's going to be worth a lot more, but there's not many Padme minifigures. I'm still waiting on the Padme CMF. Actually, according to Bricklink, there are no Padme minifigures. Are they under Queen Amidala, perhaps? All right, this one's under Queen Amidala. Are there no Padme? No, I refuse to believe there's no Padme minifigures. Anyway, the price of this ranges new from £135 to £475. But what is that 475 in? Is that in pounds, or is it a bigger number? $633.11. There you go. Crazy money. Crazy money. It'd be cheaper to brick build one of those life size than it would be to get the actual minifigure. That is absurd. The studs of this, actually, whilst I'm thinking of this, the studs of this are, yeah, a bit flimsy. You stud this down, pull it off, and it takes at least half of the stud with it. And someone recommended in the comment section to use leg glue, which is an old Shark Tank project over in America, and it's not that easy to get over here in the UK, but it does look like exactly what we need. It's a water soluble glue, which won't be needed for the clip. I don't think we're going to have any worries with this clip getting loose with all the pieces on top, because we've only got that 1x2 slope that's going about there, and then that one's done. But I think it will be perfect for this because it washes off. You wet the bricks and yeah, the studs still stay on top. How did I acquire that fig? So this figure right here isn't the Lego version. I was looking to get the Lego version when I built the bongo, but because I actively use it in mocks, 300 odd pound is a lot of money to be spending on figures. So this is a custom that I picked up. I believe I picked this one up off Floney Customs, Floney Clones Customs. Floney Clones, and there's plenty of videos on the channel if you do want to check them out. Obviously, mostly Clone Trooper minifigures and battle droids that I've ordered from them, but there's a load of customs that not only Lego don't make anymore, but Lego will never make. That's where I've got my Wolf, my Bly, my Doom minifigures, Commander Doom, one of the greatest clones that we're likely never to see in Lego. So definitely head over, check them out. Hello there. Is my Captain Rex scaled to the helmet? The helmet is a little big, but it's scaled in the sense that Lego's scaled. You know, if you take a look at some... Actually, I do have the droid, you know, the bundle of 5 they released last year with the anniversary droid. I have R2-D2 still built, and it's scaled in the same way that's scaled. Clearly, this isn't an astromech to scale in universe. This isn't what we see on our screens. But this is the Lego droid. This is perfect for the Lego droid because we've got these oversized legs that just don't really fit in with the droid. So this is to scale the same way Rex is to scale. The helmet's a bit bigger because Lego print the helmet a little larger to fit over that minifigure head. And that's why it works so well in minifigure form. This won't go alongside, you know, your Chewbacca, your K2SO coming out later this year. But it works alongside any other upscaled giant minifigures. If you've got the, I think we've got a racer, we've got a pilot, we've got a generic minifigure from Lego, all official, but it is similar scaled to this R2-D2. And that's what we're aiming to do with Grogu here. We're not brick building a Grogu like Lego released in January. We're building this little Grogu just up there into a 1:6 scale, which is 216 times bigger. Doesn't sound that big when you know, 1:6 scale. It's 6 times bigger in every dimension, but it does add up, doesn't it? So this is what Grogu's pram's gonna look like with a massive Grogu on top, and that is what we're building today with the help of Lego's new gift with purchase. But first, I'll give you a sneak peek to what's probably Thursday's video, a future video in this slope. I was recording a video for the U-Wing earlier today, and I think I've got these white slopes. I don't think I have to purchase them, but this is the slope element. I'm not happy with it. It's not a great slope piece, and we'll get to why in a second. I've tried a few different things out, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I own those white slopes in the U-Wing. There's like a million of them around the side here. So I might as well steal this from my modified U-Wing. I crammed a bunch of minifigures in here just to show how minifigs fit. It turns out 7 minifigures, not 5, 7 minifigures fit in my modified cockpit. You know, studded down. Professionally, 7 minifigures fit, which is crazy because, you know, 2 minifigures in the official set to 7, that's a massive jump up. But We only need 2 of these slopes on the side. We're probably going to need a lot more for what I'm going to switch up at the end. But the reason I'm not happy with this slope is a typical Lego slope, a 1x2, which is in essence what this is here. All right, who did we kill? Oh no, Cassian. The Rogue One Cassian didn't make it. But the real life 1x2 Lego slope has a little ledge at the bottom and is a smooth slope. Here we've stacked a bunch of 1x2s, 2x2s, and these modified slope elements here, and they've got a little step. You can see that's not perfectly smooth. That looks a bit furry, where it's got the different layers, maybe like an old English roof or something, but it's not up to the quality that I'd like to be making this in, and I do want to return and fix that. Like I said, this isn't version 1 of the slope. This is actually what I was building, I think, a few streams ago. I roughed together the front of a slope, and this is pretty much bang on what that was. So I guess this is version like 1.1, but I've built a few different versions between then and now. And this is the first complete version. This will act as a sort of stand-in. It works, you know. You can tell what piece this is in Lego. It's got the 2 stud holes top and bottom. A little space up there. Maybe there should be a 1x4 in there. I don't know how the Lego brick looks compared to that. But this bottom piece here, this is what I have been working on so much since putting these first bricks together, because this is a few different plates. You can see the corner plates there with some 1x2 slopes on top. Gives us that little ledge, but they're at a different angle to the other slopes. Originally, I just had a few of the 1x2 brick slopes going along the bottom, and you can probably see already what the problem is with this. These 1x2 slopes do get in the way of the brick. So if we were to try and put this on, we can't go any further than that. It gets stuck on the stud. The stud probably could hold it if we brick the rest of it out, but we do need to remove those pieces there. So I played around with a few different things, and I still have quite a few of the bricks here. So first off, I changed the slopes for a snot brick and used the 1x2 tile very early on, bringing that 1x2 slope. As you can see, you know, it does kind of work. The problem is getting that slope in the middle. It's fine putting a snot brick there and covering up the other side, but then we leave the gap in the middle. So clearly we need some sort of bar element, and I tried a few different ways. I think the closest I came was this one, with the 1x6 tile going the whole way along, but again, it's just not quite there, is it? It's not looking flat. And maybe if we like filled in this and added a few tiles up here, we could smooth it off at the bottom, but it also sticks out a bit too far. So in the end, I used a few different plates and slope elements to make a makeshift end of the slope. Kind of meets up where you'd expect it to. And I think this slope is meant to have a full brick base. So we could even move these slopes one forward and get it a bit more securely connected than just these 6 slope elements. But like I said, for now, this works perfectly. We've got the little stud holes in both sides, and there we go. It clips on perfect. Look at that. We've got almost the full interior. We've got the one slope at the back, and then that will hold these 2 pieces on, and we are ready to move on to the sides, which is going to be a pain. The sides have, I think, the sides have another 3 slopes. So once we get working on this top slope here, we'll be able to build 1, 2, 3 of them, and then we'll need 2 of the angled wedge slopes. So this is going to move, because we've got 1 at the bottom here. I don't know why I'm trying to think about it. We've got the actual Grogu pram here. There you go. So we've got this slope on the back, which is mimicked on the top of this side and the other side. And then we have 2 different angled slopes, 1 on each side, and that giant plate for them all to stand on. Maybe we can get away with rounding off 1 corner of it and then squaring off the other 3 sides, because we've got some slopes. Maybe we can even just use a flat 2x2 plate. because that would cover up the hinge just at the bottom here. I'll have to workshop that and see how a 2x2 plate looks. It would fill in a load of the gaps, but then it would also protrude out the bottom. I'll have to play around with that. But eventually, I do want to scrap this slope and replace it with something else that I've been playing around with. So we've got this slope there. And the new slope I've been working on is this. It might not look like much, but as we hear so many times in Star Wars, it's definitely got it where it counts, because by having these slopes spread apart exactly at this distance, it's a few studs across, a few studs up, and by entering another set of brackets that will likely be connected to, you know, more bricks here, there, and everywhere, it makes a perfect slope. Look at that. That is a perfect slope connection. No little degrees out, nothing, no give to this middle piece even though it's not secured in there fully. I would tile up this side just so we've got no studs sticking out, but it is perfectly sloped, and I think that's going to be the best for this 1x2 element. I do really think that we have nailed it with that, and it also gives us enough, because it's 2.5 plates every step. Well, there's 6 slopes in this slope because we're making it 6 times bigger. That gives us 6 halves of a plate to work with, aka brick, which is exactly the step that we should have at the bottom. So that's going to be perfect. But like I said, we just about scraped together 6 of these elements. We have another 14. We're going to need a lot more than that. That's 20 of these slopes. We need 36. So we're halfway there. Maybe the U-wing has a few more. But now we can get round to building Grogu. There you go. We'll stick Grogu in the corner so that we can remember what we're building. And like I said, the instructions are up on lego.com. So I'm going to be following along, showing what I am modifying from the instructions, because Lego have cheated a lot. Lego have the base completely filled out. How are we meant to stud it down to our builds? They've got the base filled out, and they've also attached the oxygen tanks. Shout out Minifigure Jez, because Minifigure Jez actually built oxygen tanks that in theory can be removed, placed on the minifigure, and that whole space buggy build was so cool. But Lego have snot bricked them on with snot bricks. That's cheating. They can't do that, can they? So we are going to try and create this in a way that it would allow us to connect it to the top stud. And the hardest part is building this using dark tan pieces, because I don't know what I've got in my collection. I haven't prepared this too well, in the sense that I've got everything ready to go. I'm just hoping that when I raid my parts bins per part that I need, I'll have them. I probably should have stood up my desk as well. I don't think I've stood up my desk since we've got it. Oh, at least you're at the right angle so you can see me collecting parts over here. I think we're going to start off like we did with our 1x1 brick. You can see on the bottom of this 1x1 brick, we've got some 1x4 and 1x6 bricks, and then we build up onto plates. That's perfect, because the base of this is going to have some snot bricks with some tiles on it for the feet. So we've got that little gap in the middle. That's going to be 1x2s. That's fairly easy to do if we have some snot bricks in tan. But yeah, I don't know why Lego didn't hollow out the middle, especially because a minifigure would then be able to hold them. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, the baby minifigure is one whole mold, so I guess you wouldn't be having the space tanks on. Do they have space tanks? The oxygen tanks. Do baby minifigures have the oxygen tanks, or are they missing them? Or is it part of the helmet? I'm going to have to look at my space babies. I can't remember now. First off, I can't remember where I put them. Secondly, I can't remember if... Here's the pink one. So we've got pink, blue and white. Oh, wait, is the head one mold? I think that would have made it easier for Lego to do. I think if they attached it to the head, I guess it wouldn't be easier. No, it is easier to attach it to the torso. easier for me. I wouldn't have to be modifying anything. But if you take a look at the head of this minifigure, of this baby astronaut, you can see the oxygen tanks are connected onto the headpiece. So is the head. This is a dual molded element. Very, very nice. And then the torso is a regular torso. To be fair, I'm surprised Lego didn't create, with how many space babies we've got, this is only one variation of like 5 that we've got. Hello there. So we've got this pink one, a blue one, and a white one in, I'm pretty sure we've got a white one in this style. We are probably about to get another space baby any second now in a brand new set. Has anyone seen the prize claw? That is now officially posted on the Lego website. But we've also got the blue and white one with the classic face for a gift with purchase that Lego did. A lot of space baby gift with purchases. Nice to see. I wonder if we'll be getting a new colour soon. I think we've got a few rare colours out there. Purple hasn't been given in an official set. We've only got that in the designers set. And then we also have, got to remember we're building in dark tan here. That's the hardest part. We also have a dark blue. I don't think that one's been made in an official set. The rest of them have. Some of them only once or so. All right, we're definitely going to need some 1x bricks. It's a good thing I got like a million of these in dark tan. And maybe 2x. Maybe that is the way to go once we've passed the first layer. But I also feel like the less bricks we use, like if we build this hollow, we're then going to be able to fit more on the actual buggy itself. Let me see if I can sort out the lighting. There we go. Make it a little bit brighter. So my aim for this is just to collect a bunch of, a bunch of plates. We've got 1x6 plates and 1x4s. They're the key ingredients. If you are upscaling 1:6 ratio, 1x4s, 1x6 plates, bricks, and then maybe like 2x6, 6x6 plates, those sort of sizes. They're a lifesaver. Maybe some corner plates. And like I said, we're going to need some snot bricks that are dark tan. I don't think I have any of them, so I'm going to take this pot with me and we'll find out. We'll find out what I do and don't have, and some 1x2 tiles as well. I think we're only going to need 2 of them so far, dependent on how. We're probably going to need like some 2x3 rare element in a dark tan colour. All right, that drawer can come with us too. It's the handy thing about having a bunch of different drawers behind me. The fact that I can just, pop them out when I need a certain piece. And already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tan tile elements, and try not to block the camera with them. But I don't know how rare this 1x1 snot brick is in dark tan. A lot of tan. This is 100% from, Mos Eisley. We've also got Ben's Hut, maybe. I feel like there's a lot of Tatooine locations we've got in Lego. So for now, I'm going to use a light tan or a nougat. We will be replacing these, so I'm going to go with light tan for the minute. Start placing these together, see what we get. See what we can piece together. So the corner tiles might come in handy straight away. Because we're using snot bricks, we're going to want to layer these right off the bat. And then we're getting a 2 plate, similar like we did. Didn't we do this to the original snot brick? We did. Similar like we did here. Actually, exactly the same like we did there. We used 2 layers of plates, which would then allow us to get the studs at the right height and eventually get the tiles on top to smooth it over. The only difference we're doing here is we're not using 1x4s and 1x6s. Well, we are. We're not just using 1x4s and 1x6s. We've got the corner plates and a few different ones to give us the exact angles we need. But unlike Lego that have a plate bottom, they use what, 6x4? No. So they use 2x6, 2x4 and 2x6 because they want that little hole in the middle. What we've got is effectively a 6x6 with a 4x4 gap, and then a little hand mark. You know, Lego minifigure hands. It's meant to look like that once we pop it. So we've got like a little key. So we've got the front of the legs there, and then we've also got, I guess, the stud. This is what's going to clip down onto this 1x1 jumper. Oh, wrong way. So the legs are facing forward. And then this gap in the middle is going to be filled, but we don't want it to close up completely. I've also realised we're going to need plates on top. So it's not going to hurt to do another layer. Just to extra secure it, you know. Get those 3 plates on the bottom, and then we've got 2 plates across, and then we can start bricking up the rest of it. Maybe even keep some space for some tiles. How did Lego tile off the snot bricks? They don't. This looks like a job. Oh, this could be a job. Oh, we could use some of the other snot bricks. Maybe I've got some of them in tan. Yep, undo that. This is why I like these tubs. Even more than the drawers, I'd say. They're easier to just hold and fill. There we go, easier than sorting through a drawer. And then the other ones are these snot bricks with the indent. I think I have less colours of these. Yeah, even less colours. Oh, so where's the 1x? That piece that I've been complaining about and slightly irritated by almost, that new 1x1 snot brick. I don't think that will work. We could use brackets, attaching brackets to the bottom, and then we'd only need 1 tile. I think we're going to stick with snot bricks for now. We will have 1 stud visible, but that's not the end of the world. It's better to have 1 stud visible than to misshape it. I think we can all agree on that. And then to bridge across, first off, let's secure it. We're going to need some 1x1s. Oh, I had them here earlier. I've just placed today my first Bricklink order in what feels like forever. I don't know if I can I pull up? Because I know Bricklink delete orders after so long. I don't know if I'd be able to. No previous orders. I've ordered so much off Bricklink. My first Bricklink order was the 2012 Venator. Weren't cheap. Weren't too expensive, but weren't cheap either. Because that was all from the same store. Should have shopped around for that. Here we are, the 1x. No, these are the lighter ones. Right, we need the dark tan 1x's. Pending. Dark tan 1x's and more. I did try to get all the pieces for this earlier. It's just not possible. Sometimes you're building mocks and you just got to go with the flow. You find yourself picking up a ton of different pieces and just trying to make it work as you go along. What do I need? 5x6. Those pieces don't exist, but I should have plenty 2x6s. And I've already got the 1x6s, so if we layer those back and forth, we'll have 2 2x6s and a 1x6, and then we'll flip them. This is handy as well. When you're working with plates, if anything's less than a brick, be sure to layer your plates like brickwork. Except for their plate work, I guess, not bricks. So take a look at this. We've got 2 2x6 plates. We're going to stack them just like so. And then we're going to take 2 more. And you can see where they're like the brickwork. You're getting that brick pattern here. This would look good if you had enough like 1x2s. I got a whole drawer full of these. If you've got enough 1x2s to build a Lego house this way, rather than using bricks, should look just as good with the bricks. And then to polish it up, there we are. You've now got a 5x6x2 plate, which secures right on the back. Oh, I got some 1x plates. I could use some 1x bricks, couldn't I? I could do, but I do want to smooth that one off. All right. So we've got that. And how far back the Lego build the body? Is that 1/6 of a brick? Oh yeah, it must. No, I don't even think it's that. And there looks to be some slopes as well on it. You can't really see, but just up here, there's little toes. And then there's also a slope that goes backwards. So this is a mock for a giant Grogu. This is how big Grogu's going to be. Grogu's going to be massive. But I'm questioning whether we should... Yeah, Lego have done it. We should take what Lego have done, shouldn't we? And then we'll just improve upon that once it's built. This is using the Astronaut, the new gift we purchased, Baby Astronaut. And we're turning it dark tan where we can. Let's have a look if I have those pieces. If you do need a piece in a certain colour, rather than raiding your bins, which we've just done, and I know I don't have it, a good thing to do is have a little look on Bricklink. Under Bricklink, this might be worth showing. Let me pull this up so you can see. I know on the vertical stream, it's not as good, but it's better than nothing. So, on, where do we want Bricklink? There we go. Yes. Make sure the login is off camera. There we go. So, as you can see, oh, is this not showing up on the vertical stream? Is there no vertical stream? Oh, have I not gone live vertical stream? All right. Well, vertical stream. If it's not showing, that's not a problem. But as you can see, I've searched for the 1x1 element with, there's the window. So 1x1 with the stud. I hate the searching mechanism. It's a lot friendlier on Lego. Well, no, it's not friendly on Lego. Lego searching has its problems, but it's friendlier on Brickout, I find, or just Googling. If you were just to Google, we finally got the stream.
Yeah.
I'll trust that. Let me check the vertical stream is good then. Oh, I see, because it's got the game capture. All right, I apologise to vertical viewers out there. Welcome to the stream. But as you can see, we've got a list on the far right. Sets mini Mixels is this? Oh no, we've got all the Super Mario Trolls Cars. Cars has even used it, but I'm interested in the sets. 2075 sets. Oh, but we don't want white. We don't want light grey, dark grey. We're looking for dark tan. Okay, dark tan doesn't exist. That's not what we like to see. So now let's have a little look at different pieces. We're looking for another modified brick, but this time the one with the indent. Let's look for modified 1x1s. There we go. It's the top one that shows up. It's actually quite nice, that. And we go over to sets. We take a little look at summary. Is how you show the colors. And then we do have 53 sets. 53 with dark tan, which means it's going to be cheap. Do I own any of these? Oh, no, not by the looks. Oh, forget about the Harry Potter brick built figures. They do feel like cheating though. They've got the giant printed panel in the middle. Lego could have parted that out. So there's probably... No, I don't have the Imperial Probe Droid. Any other Star Wars sets? So many. There's what, 50 odd. So you can see if you do own any of these sets. All right, Mando and the Child. There's 8 of them. And then what you can do is go to your set. So we've got Mando and the Child. I'm going to assume that it's the Child Grogu that has these. And if they're hidden, which I think they are. I think this might be all 8. Was there 8 in this set? There are 8 snot bricks here. So you want to look for one that's hidden. And for instance, this back right one isn't hidden because you can see it just through the gap there. The bottom of the brick will be visible, and the same goes for the other side. But the other 6 of those are completely hidden, which means they are up for grabs in terms of mock building. If you are doing this to your sets, I do recommend, making note of which pieces you do this for. But as we need 2 of them, and yeah, we can make 2 of them work, can't we? We put them on their side, and then we can probably tile it off. All right, we'll have to have a little look at that. But we take 2 of these off, replace them with what color is most common? Maybe like a 1 by grey. Yeah, light bluish grey. Actually, I think white's even more common than light bluish grey. So, take your pick. I've gone with light bluish grey. We have too many light bluish grey bricks. If we need any more of these snot bricks, I need to come back here. And then fixing this back up. Make sure the jacket, the arm, everything's in place. And there we go. Could I do a clone? I have done a Captain Rex using the helmet. Let's bring out Rex. There we go. Donned with that Yoda. Donned with that Yoda watch. We did have a Captain Rex. Thankfully, this is built of sturdy stuff. I don't think a single... Oh, unless Andor popped off. I'm pretty sure Andor was falling off the U-wing. But take a look at these legs. Solid stuff. Not a single scratch. The legs come apart, the torso comes apart. The helmet is the official Lego one. So there you go. We've got the legs which can move, and I guess you can balance them. Ooh, that'd be interesting. The bottom of them do have the same studs, so they could clip down like this 1 by 1 and clip into the legs of Captain Rex. And then the legs go into the torso, and the torso has a little neck that I've modified to fit inside Captain Rex. There you go. Oh, the colour for Grogu's body is sand yellow. I think Pick a Brick and Bricklink, despite Bricklink owning, despite Lego owning Bricklink, Lego and Bricklink do have different colours. So sand yellow, well, sand yellow's tan, isn't it? Would Grogu's body work? It's like a dark sand yellow. But if in doubt, we could always switch it up to light tan instead. I think in the show it looks a bit darker. That might be with the lighting. I've seen a few red B2Emos which don't look half bad. Thank you. Yeah, Rex was built last year. Rex was built last year, inspired by... I think that's when Lego come out with their giant figure in the 1:6 scale. But either way, we've got to make these snot bricks work now. Now we have them in dark tan. What we could do is replace... Could use some bracket work as well. What I think I'm going to do, because we don't want the gap to be too big, is use a 1 by 1. So it's a plate wider than Lego's. I'm unsure right now how I feel about that, but we'll make it work. Oh, the regular light tan is brick yellow and then sand yellow. Ah, what do you know? Yeah, the more I'm working with this, the less I seem to like it. So we could build it out. Couldn't we really? I'm going to keep the tan snot bricks. Maybe we can find a custom brick. I'm sure there's a few custom brick makers out there that will probably have some dark tan snot bricks. Not official Lego. Lego might come out with a piece. If this does go into June, I have to check how many recolors we've got in June. But for now, we're using the, what was it? Brick yellow. We're using the brick yellow pieces, and they're quite obvious for us to swap out later. It's a bit like when we built these, isn't it? Hello there. Do I want to hear a joke? Let's go. And then we just need some one by one tiles. Do we need 2 by 1? Are we gonna need these before I put them back? Let's scroll right to the bottom of the instructions. How many? 6. All right, it wants 6 of them. I don't know how many are used for the oxygen tank, but just in case, let me grab another 4 whilst we're here. More like 10 here a second ago. And then I'll replace it. So that's all of those ones. And 1 by 1s. I think actually one of the 1 by 2s is being replaced with this 1 by 1. When you're in Legoland, oh, I would love to go back to Legoland. The human scale. Oh, yeah, so they've been moved in Legolands across the world, I think this is. They've been moved into stores because they lost the license when Disney bought Star Wars. So Rex, Vader, Cody. I don't think anyone has built it in person. I keep also seeing like UCS scale ships, and my aim for this style of building is eventually to work up to the biggest Lego Star Wars ship. Once we've done the biggest Lego Star Wars ship, which is meant to be, I think, 8 meters something. So what's 8 meters in feet? 8 meters in feet. We're looking at 26 feet. 26 feet is massive. We'll probably round that up to 30 feet. 30 foot is massive. Maybe on the way to that, we could build. I feel like we should do life-size characters first, don't you? Why do bees have the best hair? Bees. It's a play on words. They use honeycombs. That's a good one. Honeycombs. I called it. It's a play on words. Ah. Yeah, we've got a Rex. A Rex would be awesome. Imagine a life-size Rex next to this little guy. Oh, should support the legs after earlier. That would be fun to make. It's a shame, considering Lego already had them. It's a shame they had to take them down. I'm sure Lego had some sort of license in place, unless it was just renewed every year. So next is the bricks. Did we get any bricks? We got some 1x4s. I didn't pick up any 1x6s. Maybe they don't exist. So we've got the feet. Right now, we are... How tall is Grogu? Grogu is 4 plates. Is that right? I have plates here. Grogu is 3. Oh, a brick. Oh, wow. That's nice when the numbers add up. Yeah, same. Meters seems like the logical choice, but I forget half the world. Even being in the UK, so many people measure in feet and expect you to know measurements in feet. I have a degree. I have never had to use feet. Throughout my entire degree, everything was meters. But again, I suppose across the water, everything will be in feet. And even going back a little bit, not just across the water. I'm sure feet isn't too far in the history of maths. Not here in the UK. Do the internal bricks holding the bricks or plates have to be tan? They can be any colour. For instance, we saw in Ahsoka's Eater, we've recently built that one live, and there's some exclusive bricks on the back. These slopes here, which are exclusive to very few sets. A lot of these pieces are exclusive to only this set, but these panels, for instance, one of them came once like 3 years ago on a Ninjago car. These slopes here, there's 4 in this ship, which is crazy considering it's a red build. 4 white slopes? Are they sure? I'm still convinced Bricklink have got that wrong. But yeah, we've got black pieces, we've got blue, we've had white, we've had green and purple. We started off with plates and tiles. Hello there. Hello there. Yeah, we've got so many different colours. Star Wars always squeeze a pink brick in. I forgot to check what colour these bricks. Let's make sure we don't shoot ourselves. There we go. I've got to check what colour the bricks were underneath Ahsoka's Eater, because I'm pretty sure we had some sort of blue. I remember Anakin's Eater was blue and red. They were blue and red bricks because it was to symbolise Anakin, you know, light and dark side. That was quite nice. But usually there are pink bricks in Star Wars sets. And Lego sets in general have sort of picked up this this thing for multicoloured bricks. All right, that one's too secure. We're not pulling apart that cockpit. I'm sure there's some sort of colourful piece underneath. And now we're plates already. What are we plating for? Snot bricks. For the arms? We don't need the back. Grogu's back is nice and smooth, kind of sloped, but because we're working on this kind of a micro stud, we couldn't we? And build it in a little bit. Lego seem to build out. You're in the US and you should have switched to metrics 50 years ago. It makes it so much easier. Meters to kilometers. It's in the name. Kilo. It's 1,000. Kilogram. How many inches in a feet? In a feet? In a feet. Oh dear. How many inches in a foot? It's not 1,000. Could you imagine if a foot was that many? Ah. And then also at the top of this, I want to sort of cut it off with a stud. Lego don't do that. I like the snot bricks building in the arms. I'm wondering if I own slopes like this in tan. I don't think I do. And it would get in the way of the snot bricks. So maybe the best thing is to cut it off where Lego do. And then to try and push the snot bricks in the next half. So how many snot bricks do we need? Let's go back to that. Oh, we need bricks first, don't we? We need a 1x6. A 1x6 or thereabouts. I think that'll work. Right. So a 1x6, we need one more of these. I will be back. I'm liking the new layout. If any of you are joining this stream and this is the first you're seeing on the channel, first off, hello there, welcome to the channel. Second off, these all be in arm height, makes it so much easier. If you stuck around since the start, you'll know I had drawers all the way on the floor. Kind of gone to that with this, but it's easier just to, you know, one level, go to the drawer, pick it out, take it to the desk. This all being at one level stops me needing to get a stool for the top drawers, bend down for the lower drawers, and I also forgot what I was, 1x6, 1x6 brick, that was it. And we need it in dark tan. Right. What do we have? We have green, yellow, purple, blue. Oh, no dark tan, but 1x3s? No dark tan. Green, pink, blue, grey. I have light tan. I have every colour of the rainbow. So it's a good thing we got some 1x1 bricks. Because if I don't have any 1x6s or 1x3s, I have a ton of 1x2s though, don't I? I have 3 1x2s left. That's all worrying, but we're going to need to save these for later on. But I can use some 1x4s and the 1x1 bricks. And then we'll just lock them in with some different corner plates. And actually, yeah, we have more 1x2s than we do 1x4s. We have probably about 30 1x4 plates. We're not running low. But if we decide to build a bigger Grogu, there we go. Plenty of bricks hanging around. Hello there. Oh, thank you, Fredbear. Fredbear Fazington. If that isn't a FNAF reference. I've added, when we last played Battlefront, I think it was, we had a few different requests for Halloween. We had Ewok Hunt on Battlefront. That seems fitting. And we also had, I added a few myself. What did I add? Let me get it up. But I did add FNAF to the list. I thought that works for Halloween. And not being a fan of scary games, I think that's going to be a blast to play. We had, Repo. Repo was requested. I added Dead by Daylight because I used to play a bit of that. Ewok Hunt, yeah, FNAF. I think there's a few other. I seem to have merged this with my Christmas list. Oh, interesting. Hello there, we are making a giant Grogu. So for scale, let's keep Rex. Which side do you think Rex is better? I guess you don't want to see Rex's bottom. That's a bit daunting. We're going to build a Grogu in a 1:6 scale. So 1:6. 1:6 doesn't work. 1:6 would be what the Lego minifigure is, a 6:1 scale. In a 6:1 scale, my maths brain is working overload right now. But a 6:1 never really makes sense. A scale is always a fraction of something, you know, or like betting. A betting scale. Betting odds. So there you go, there's Rex. Here's Grogu. And Grogu is going to be about the height of Rex's neck. So massive. Absolutely massive. Hello there. All right, let me get the tiles for Grogu, and then we're on to snot bricks. Something I've noticed is because I've hollowed out the middle of Grogu here, this is a giant Grogu in the making, we've kind of got Grogu toes, haven't we? These tan bits. I got nowhere to put the snot bricks. We might have to get some of those, you know, those 5-plate tall bricks. I don't use them for anything, so I don't know where I've put them, but we might have to get some of those out. Or what colour? I tell you what, someone in chat, pick a colour, any colour, and we'll fill it with as many colours as you can throw out. Lego have made a lot of colours. You don't have to be too specific, but pick a colour, any colour, and that's what we'll fill it with. Snot bricks and tiles. So 1x4s, and I know I've got a load of 1x6s because I think I ordered like 100 of these when I was building the first Yavin. There we go. Blue, we've got a blue in chat. All right, let's get some of these. Get some of these ready. We need the snot bricks and blue. Any other colours? Should we go with what seems more secure? What space we fill it? A 3x4. Let's get a bunch of 1x2s. So let's get some blue. There we go. We'll get a nice blue. A nice deep blue. 1x3 tiles would do perfect, wouldn't they? But yes, we have one in dark tan, and if I know anything about Star Wars, if we have one, we at least have two. We'll get rid of this. And you. The one thing when I bring out so many drawers, I've left out this 1x1, is remembering where they go. There we go. Any more colours? Oh, well, what I probably should do is a 2x4 in blue. Get it across those plates, and you know, we drop this, it's going to be as secure as our boy Rex here. So let me fill the bottom with blue, and then we can put some other colours on top. There we go. Zoom, zoom. Purple. We can do purple. Blue and purple's a nice combo. So there we go. This is our first layer of blue. This is what Grogu's eating, I guess. Is this the stew that Grogu was munching in The Mandalorian? Purple can be the colour of the frogs. I think green makes more sense, but you know, we're going with the colours here. Do I have purple 1x4? What shade? All right. We'll have a few different purples because I like both of these. We've got this purple, which is more like a lilac, isn't it? Nice lilac. And then if we stamp this, we got a deeper purple. Maybe that's like the underside of the frog. That poor frog. We just massacred a frog. Using bricks. And now we could... Oh, we need one more. One more colour. And whilst you're thinking, we can tile this off. And these tiles act as a way for the torso to go in. So the actual Grogu... Oh, yeah. The actual Grogu minifigure is slightly sloped. Not enough to use Lego slopes. Mind you, that is what Lego have done. They have sloped it off with... They've gone a whole brick in. Oh, no, they haven't. They've built it out. Ooh. We could do a few tiles. Yeah, it's only a one tile, so we can get some more snot bricks on there. If I managed to make Grogu hollow, I could make a frog, and I could hide a little frog in there. All right, let's get some pink bricks. We're going to fully secure Grogu here, but when I upload instructions, keep your eye out. I might even brick build a little creator frog. Something like we see in the Creator 3-in-1 builds, when you have the little side builds with it. I went way too far back. Let's get pink, and then we'll be able to build up the snot bricks. And instead of slopes, Lego have gone with one tile. I think that suffices for the build. I think that does look nice with the arms and everything else we're putting on there. And then we've still got the hollow bottom, which sticks on a stud. That was the big difference that we had to make. So to switch it up, we've gone with a 2x4 brick, two 1x2 bricks, a 2x4 plate, a 1x4 plate. We can't use 2x4s anymore. We could use a 2x3. Do I have any in pink? Of course. I thought I only had one. I knew I had one. I saw it. But we've got five. We've got 5 of them in pink. And this isn't a bad pink, is it? This is like a... It's not Lego's generic pink. It's like a warm pink. It's a nice... A dark pink, I guess. A warm pink. There we go. So we've got our different coloured Grogu bums. We had blue at first, then we had purple, and now we've got our pink. Where did I put the snot bricks? Because these come from a great many different brick heads. Again, if you've got the Grogu brick heads, you could probably take some from that. But we got pink ones. I know a few of these have come off the BAM wall. And I have a feeling these yellow ones have. I have a load of those. Oh, either these white ones or the white ones with snot studs on the side. Either these yellow, white ones even, or the ones with the snot studs on the side. And another snot brick. I think it's the double snot one, the corner one. A corner 2x2 with snot bricks would actually be pretty handy when making a building, because then you could put an ingot on both sides and that would go so well. This is a giant Grogu that's in the same scale as this Captain Rex. So we've got the feet here, which just stick out. This is the torso, and these are going to hold maybe light tan would be a bit better. This is going to hold... Oh, this is going to hold the arms and the front of the torso. I've just realised that they do want a 4th stud at the front. Would we be able to brick that out instead? Ooh, questions. Because Grogu's torso does have a print on it. What is the print? The little jacket print. So rather than sticking a tile on there, we could just decal the front of this stamp style. Or we could build it in like that, couldn't we? And there's still enough space in the middle for some sort of brain or anything Lego could fit in there. And then how high are we making this? 1, 2. All right, 2 bricks tall. So we'll use light tan on the base. No, we'll use grey. We'll use grey. Oh, that pink is actually bright purple. That's fair. I know Lego have a few interesting names, don't they, for their colours. I think officially in the Danish language, purple doesn't exist. Or is it pink? Is it pink that doesn't exist? One of the colours, pink or purple, doesn't exist, so they call it, you know, a dark or light version of the other one. I'm sure there is some sort of Danish way of telling apart. I guess pink is a light purple and purple is a dark pink. There we go. There's the torso. We need 4 1x4s. Oh, did I order 2x4s? This is where past me is responsible for a lot of things we do next. No, we got nougat, any in tan. That's light tan. I don't believe I didn't order any. What did I use? Oh, no, that's a 2x2. What's that doing in there? Wrong drawer. I know I don't have another 2x2. Well, I think I ordered a bunch of 2x2s. So we're down between 2x2s and 1x4s. Because of Grogu's jacket has that big puffy bit at the top and then the split down the middle. I think the cracks that 2x2s give, I'm going to cover this with a decal. So this isn't a big decision as much. But considering I have a bunch of these, don't look like a bunch, I guess they're mostly down the bottom, but a bunch of these 2x2 tan tiles, I'm definitely going to make the use of them here. And this is building up the core of Grogu's torso. So at the back it's nice. We've got the little indent where the waist is, but the front, maybe the arms distract from it, but the front sticks out a little bit. Like Grogu's torso. Oh. Okay, well that does make sense then. I didn't realise the legs go in and then the torso sticks out. It's like an actual minifigure's just been shrunk down for it. And then a bunch, and I mean a bunch of these 1x2 jumper tiles. They use 8 at the top to secure the head. We want to do this officially. Grogu's a brick tall, which means this should be 6 bricks tall. I don't think I have 6 bricks around. There we go. This is how tall this torso should be. Not quite this tall. I can't tell you which part is off. If it's the plates, is it a plate or 2 plates off? All right, so that's almost 2 bricks. Who is Grogu? Grogu is thank you. Grogu is a little green guy, a baby Yoda. I like to refer to Grogu as baby Yoda because more people know who Yoda is than Grogu, but Grogu seems to have hit the market recently. It's a character from The Mandalorian, a Star Wars show, and very, very, very popular. There you go, baby Yoda. You know that name. Yeah, that is Grogu. Oh, so we're coming up just short on this. 2 plates too tall, but I do think Grogu warrants that extra bit of height. I like this build too much to break it apart, but it would make sense at the bottom if we were able to reduce this and have the feet only be a brick wide. It would help out a ton. So future purposes, maybe we do reduce the feet at the bottom, or maybe we just continue this the whole way around and have this out as a hollow, but it's going to help Grogu see out the pram a little bit more. So this build is mathematically 3 plates. I think it's 2 plates too tall. Yeah, 2 plates too tall, but you know, bigger is better. We're building this bigger in the first place, so we are going to keep pushing forwards. Oh no, I've got rid of those 1x4s too soon. There we go. Back in the tub. It reminds me actually, when I was sorting out the Lego, I have a bottle. I've cut a bottle in half for sorting. It's the perfect hack. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. So this is my filter. It's a little funnel, But because I'm sorting a lot of pieces into these bags that look a little bit like this, it's the perfect filter. I recorded a few different satisfying shots. I'm yet to put them out, a bit behind with shorts, but it's the perfect filter for filtering them into bags. So if you are, if you run a Bricklink store, if you're just sorting your own Lego and you have a bunch of studs, 1x1 tiles, even sorting them into tubs, it's not the best when you're sorting them by hand. If you can get them into a tub, which I guess is not much different to the size of the tub that I'm sorting them into. It's a little bigger, but if you can get them into the tip of a bottle, maybe pick up your desk mat and shimmy them in, it makes sorting them into bags so much easier. And the reason I'm sorting them into bags is because my collection in general, I'm trying to go from some of them, 1x2 plates. We're looking at studs, Technic pins. I've got so many in so many different colors. I would like to be able just to run to the drawers, pick up the exact one that I want, and not have to worry about sifting through for colors. Some of these tiles, it's easy enough. But for those pieces, I've slowly and surely been sorting into these bigger drawers in different bags for color rather than part. Some parts will be mixed if there's not enough. Same with colors. I'll sort, like the grays will go together and some other pieces like that. All right, 2x3 plates as well while I'm here. But it's been so much easier parting out different ships or trying to find upgrade in streams where we've been building certain Lego sets recently. Finding parts to upgrade them has been so much easier. And that's a mixture of my sorting habits. Having all of them at arm height is lovely. We have one less stud here to work with. But how far does the arms go back? Because I have a feeling these are going to be told. Yep, told off real quickly. There you go. Told off straight away. So that's a 1x4. So this is... Oh, we could double that up. No, a 2x4 wedge. Not a 1x4. It's a 2x4 wedge and then like a million more 1x3 jumper tiles, which I definitely don't own these in dark tan. Do they exist? Do jumper tiles exist in dark tan? Oh, jumper. They exist in tan. We've got a few of those with Mos Eisley. They exist in a lot of colours, but not dark tan. Fear not, we'll be able to just use some regular ones. There's at least 2 points of connection there. Maybe 3. Maybe 3, because the arms do come forward and slouch down a little bit. Jumpers are right here. So dark tan. They exist, right, chat? Dark tan jump. Oh, look. There's my dark tan jumpers. I need 1, 2, 3 at least, and I've got 2. All right, we can fill it with some light tan, but I might be using them at the minute. I can never tell which parts I'm using for certain mocks because I'll grab a colour thinking, oh, I'll never need that. And dark tan's quite high on my list. Dark tan, unless I'm building Tatooine, dark tan isn't really a piece that I'd go to. My poor wedge plates. They were sorted once upon a time. They're still sorted, but they're not as sorted. There we go. So 2, it's dark tan. 2 left, 2 right. Label your sorting drawers by stud size and brick type. What I want to do is I remember, this is going back some years now, but I remember when I was at uni and staying in a studio flat, limited for space, I would put this Lego tape on everything. I could walk into the Entertainer in the UK and pick up this Lego tape. And when I say it was on everything, I had it on my computer, had it on the ends of my shelf so I could stand up minifigures. I had it on the top of my monitor. It's not this monitor. I think it was the monitor that broke in the move, but I had the tape all along the top of it and I would just display my minifigures like that. Can I find any of it? Nope, I cannot find that tape whatsoever. If any of you know what that tape is, please let me know. Hello there, 9num. Welcome. I can't remember what language 9 speaks now. Still need to pick up that minifigure. Still need to stop making rebel friends. I was putting my rebels together just over there on the shelf. If you watch the room video, you'll see it in a quick glance. And I must have like 3 rebel friends over there. One of them in this unit as well. All using that 9-num torso. Still not a single 9-num head. But yeah, I've got to label these drawers. So I was going on about the tape, because if I got a bit of that tape on the front of each of these drawers and just stuck one of the Lego elements to it, it's sorted, and I don't actually have to label anything then. I get away without having to label it. Right, we need some rights. Rightio. Oh, we could use some of those 1x3 tiles. If I had more than 1x4s. Alright, I think I'm going to have to bring this one over. I've got pretty much all my wedge plates. So my partner did sort these all through for me. And over time, it's not a mess. They're still piled up in their unique element pieces. But, you know, over time it's going a bit... I've just realised I've double chat. Oh, lovely. No problems. Thanks for hanging. So I can get rid of the other chats and use my combined chat. It's working. Love to see it. What was I looking for? Oh, the right plates. Because on the back here, there you go. This is what I'm putting together. We do have some 1x4 slopes. What we could do you think we should add a 2x4 on the bottom of this to build it out? It would be a little step as opposed to, you know, a smooth slope. But I do think it's nicer than just the flat side. Nope, wrong way. This is the one, but no tan. Hey, we've got 1 tan element. 1 out of 2. And then this is the end of the row. So there should be another row that starts with tan. Not that one. Could be this one. There it is. We should piece these together, especially whilst I'm streaming this live to all of you. I can't be messing this up on camera. Keep it as neat as I can. Any more wedges? Are they going to sneak another one on? Oh, here's the slope. Here's the slope in red. They only use 1 per arm though. So maybe there are still white ones inside the head. But I saw that. That rare slope on the Ahsoka Zeta. It's red, not white. So far it is. Oh. There we go. So we've got the jumpers, we need 1x3s and maybe a 1x1 element or 2x2s. Just in case. 1x3s, 2x2s, whichever holds the arm better. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a little display piece. We're going to be building this. Oh yeah, let's see where the arm connects. So on the side here, we've got these 2 jumpers at the top, which will be hidden on the top. I am going to be, I guess, connecting Grogu's head there. Potentially, we could also use a 2x2 jumper. We could put a 2x2 jumper there that will go straight into a plate. Because it's a 2x... No, that wouldn't work, would it? Not like that. Not that bit. It would work side on, and it would go into the middle. So side on being, if we flipped it on its side like that, it'd go into the middle stud. Is that a 2x2 or a 2x3? That with the shoulder joint is a 2x3. So we got a 2x3 there, and then that connects to a 2x2. If only we had more 1x3 tiles. Where did we use them before? the 1x3? Oh, on the side. So either way, we're going to need 2 1x3s and like 3 1x4s. Oh, might not be impossible. There's one more. There you are. All right, how handy is that? Relying on the fact that we have at least two, preferably 3 1x4s in tan. And this tub's filling up a little more. Or, if we don't have 3, those extra... I don't think this is coming apart smoothly. If we don't have them, what we can do is use the 1x2s from earlier. You know, the ones we put aside and then didn't need most of? So we'll fit those down like the 1x4 and get a 1x4 plate. Do I have any of those left? 5, 4. Well, now I've got 3. And that will secure the front of it. There we go. That gives us our 4x4 plate. To connect this to, we've got the wedges on the side. We wanted a 2x4. Don't know if I picked out any of them. If not, because there's only 4 studs, does the Rex have helmet holes? No, not really. I guess not really, because Rex hasn't plugged. So Rex kind of has helmet holes. You can fit a visor or some sort of, you know, viewfinder on the side, but they plug them with a bar. And look at that, only one. One little helmet hole up there, and then we've got the viewfinder in the other one, which is the exact same. This is a fun play feature. Can I give you the giant Rex? Only if you give him back. What did we drop? Did that? That was Grogu. No. Grogu. So we're building a giant Grogu to go alongside this Rex. Grogu himself, I think, is probably going to be about that tall. But then we have a giant brick-built Grogu hoverpram to go with. So this is built using, you know, all sorts of different bricks that we have built into a giant brick form that do clip together like bricks. Even the clip hinge at the back. Look at this. Even the clip hinge, no studs. This is completely smooth, tiled off, as you can see. As you can see, and it clips on. That's awesome. Make a Wolfie one. I think a bunch of clones. We've got Rex and Cody as official helmets, but Wolf, we can do Doom, we can do Bly. They were the 3 clones I mentioned earlier. There are more clones than that, 5s. We could do a giant 5s, couldn't we? That'd be fun. And then on the back of Grogu, we only have this little section here to fill out. So I tell you what, someone give me a colour in chat, and we're going to go with a 2x4. We'll go with a 2x4 plate. We've had blue, purple and pink. If you can pick a different, maybe the same colour, we could go with another one of those, but any colour, and we'll put a 2x4 version there. The Rex is better than the minifig version. Oh, thank you. This is brick designed as well. This isn't a decal or stick up, built with bricks, as I think all Lego Big Figs should do, but Lego have done a good job with their prints. Only Harry Potter, I think, has defied the point by including the print. That should have been brick built. Bright pink. All right, let's go get a 2x4 in bright pink. Where did my brick separator go? Did I take it with me? Well, who needs a brick separator when we've got a Lego hammer? Lime green to represent Luke. Maybe we could double it. We could have 2x2 bricks, which aren't in the drawer. They're over here. So lime green and bright pink. Let's see what we can do. So we've got lime green. This bottom green, is it? That's looking lime enough. And bright pink. You might be in luck out of all my pinks, this one in the center, it'll be blurry, but look, there you go. One bright pink with your name on it. It matches your name in chat as well, bright pink. I don't know if that's just for me. So what these 2x2s are for, on the back of the space, I guess on the back of the Space Baby, you know, Lego have oxygen tanks, so we can't blame them for this. But we've got 2 of these 2x2s. And I'm attaching one lime green, one bright pink, and they step out. So lime green's on the left. There you go. Bright pink on the right. The colours are hidden, but it steps out. It steps out the back of Grogu, just so it fits with the sloped elements on the back. We got that little bit of frog in the stomach. We got the lime green for Luke on the back. And now we have 4 of these 1x3 tiles to flush off around the arm and also look good on top. And now last but not least, we need to tile off the top and get it ready for some sort of neck bracket, which is going to require a lot of tiles. But first, let's give some arms. Look, Grogu's missing arms. Can't be having that. These are built interestingly because babies don't actually have hands in the Lego universe. Look at this. Both for the astronauts and the Grogu, they're filled out. There's no hands, they're just round bricks with that little indent at the top. So it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to build it in, you know, Lego bricks, because there's not a load of bricks that we would be able to use, and there's not a load of bricks that would go inside. Maybe an antenna would be able to fit if we hollowed out Grogu's hands. I'm for sure going to knock Grogu down again. There we go. So this is built fairly easily from Lego, I have to say. Nothing too surprising. We've got our 2x3s. Let's see if we can build this on straight onto Grogu. So we've got our 2x3s, and this arm goes down. Yeah, it drops down. And we need a 2x2s. I don't think I just had that drawer, didn't I? And I put it back. Right, we'll do a trade. There we go. Right on top. We're going to need... What else did I see? I saw some round 2x2s. Do we have any of those in dark tan? None. We have brown. Oh, we have 2. The amount of pieces that I have just perfect numbers for this build is satisfying, but it's also a little weird, the fact that it's like this build is perfect for my part inventory. We need some slopes. I think 1x2 slopes. 1x2 slopes are going to come in clutch for this build. We've got a few 1x1. Oh, we've got a load of 1x1s here, didn't we? No, but we have 6. And 6 will do. We've also got 1x3s. I didn't get them out. So we need some 1x3s. We need some arches. Maybe cheese slopes. I'll get both cheese slopes. And brackets, slopes, corner slopes. Nice corner slopes. Oh, the 1x2. Yeah, we got rid of that. That 1x2's long gone. Maybe some of them top slopes. If we have those in dark tan, the 1x2s with the indent, these ones. I don't know where they come in dark tan, but I remember them. No. Oh, look, 1. Oh, it might have been the Mando battle pack. Did we just get 1? Give us another. No 2. Not a single another. Okay, we'll use cheese slopes. That's no problem. We need 2 of these and 1x3s, was it? 2 wedges. And again, 1x3s. Don't own a lot of them, I wouldn't assume. But there's 1. Oh, do I just own 1? Or is this loose? Did I not put this in? Is this tan? Or is this nougat? Hey, we got another 4. We don't need the odd number, but we'll take them. we have, because Grogu is going to be, I think the best, what do we use as a bar element? Oh, we got a bar element over here. So with this bar element, we used a 2x2 round brick, which is perfect because for Grogu's head, this is going to be a bit morbid, but for Grogu's head, we're going to need something that fits on a bar element. This is Anakin that come in Ahsoka's Zeta, and Grogu's body does fit. There we go. This is less morbid if Anakin's not holding it with a baby Yoda. But Grogu, or baby Yoda, does fit on a bar, which means we can have a Grogu saber. But because we've already built a brick that uses that bar element and the clip, and we know that a bar is a 2x2, not sure that sizes up perfectly, but it's as good as we're going to get with Lego bricks before we get too complicated and have to go even bigger, coming soon. But we're just going to have to use a 2x2 round brick if we have them in tan. If we have them. Let's find out. Or we know, oh no, because we only have 2 of the plates. If we get more of those plates, we won't need the bricks and we can just stack plates with an axle, which could help to keep the whole thing in. We've got some domes. Right, because, do I not have it in tan? Tan is an awkward colour to be working with, isn't it? I have a lot of grey, so I'm going to nick a grey. And what this will act as is that support. But first we're going to need to tile it down. And because we don't have anything in the middle, we could use a brick. So at the minute, if we tile down the top, we've got 10 plates, 11 plates. So we could use 2 plates and a few bricks. Or we could. Yeah, and we could have them like green, like Grogu, Yoda's saber. If we find a grey brick and then put a few green on top, or a grey plate, like a grey black-ended maybe, black 2x2, and then a grey brick on top for the saber, we might be onto something. And then we'll just top it off with tan, because we do want it to fit flush with it. So how many did I say? 11, 10, 9, 3 bricks. 1 2x2 in grey. That'll act as the hilt. And then, oh, which green? We could do a trans green, but that seems pretty expensive. I don't know how much those bricks are worth. I'm going to sell instructions to this. Let's go with a normal green. Cheap as anything, I'm sure. So here's Yoda's lightsaber. We've got that nice little reference to Luke in the lime green 2x2 from the Bionic Dragon. We've got the bright pink from the Lego Man. And who else? Who else gave the colours? We also have N&R Playdates, who gave the colours for the soup and the frog earlier on. Now we've got a custom little brick built, nothing little about this saber, that goes in the middle and clips down. We'll furnish this off with, I don't remember where I put my brick separator. I might have put it away in a drawer, probably. There we go. One of these, and a million 1x2. That's all right. We know we've got a million. Let me unpause the chat. So 1x2 tiles, maybe a brick. We'll have a little look on Bricklink, do what we did earlier and see if I'm using a tan 2x2. I don't think Mos Eisley has any. What do we think? Tan 2x2 round brick. Round bricks come in, how many sets? I'm thinking 2,500. 2,849 sets. You know what? It's a lot more. When you think that's an extra like 349 sets, it's a lot. But how many of them are tan? 148 light tan, 5 dark tan. Autumn's house from Friends That was 2023. That's the latest we've got. We got 2021, Harry Potter and Hermione. I really should have picked those figures up, shouldn't I? They were expensive and I would have broken them down, but a lot of pieces we've needed today. In 2017, we had Destiny's Bounty from the Ninjago movie. Great boat. We also had Rey, a year later. The Brickhead's Rey. Looks very much like Padme. It's uncanny how much she looks like this year's Padme. Oh, that brick build. Oh, I like the design of this Rey, actually. That brick torso connecting the two different grey plates. That's nice. And then we also have 2016's Vader's TIE Advance versus A-Wing. I would love this set. If I was looking, I'm sure this was on some good sales as well, being a Rebel set in 2016. But yes, none of them. So instead, we're going to go with this grey 2x2. And fill it with as many tan plates as we can find. Covering the gaps. Make sure we are not covering bricks and instead are covering the gaps between the two bricks. Again, I'm probably going to drop this at some point, so I want this to be as secure as we can make it. I build peace, justice, freedom, and security to my new empire. Your new empire. What have we got? Free to go. Free to go. Come on. Oh, 2 to go. 1 more. Watch, I'm going to stumble upon a pocket of them. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them right at the bottom. If we need any more. Oh, wait, we do need more. What? No, come, oh no. All right, you're lost. 1. I can't get these. Are they all at the bottom? 1, 2, 3. 3 of them right at the front. If only I could just like magic them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although, no, because this is it, isn't it? My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. That is one of my favourite lines from that part. Ironic. There's so much wrong with that line. Well, there's so much right with it. Cheese slopes I did forget. And I have a load of these in the dark tan. Let's not annoy our Darth Jar Jar here. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith Lord deals in absolutes. What else did we need? We got the 1x's. We got the cheese slopes, the arches. I did want to look if I had some dark tan arches, but I think we moved away from that. And oh, some slopes. Yes. I don't know if I have any of these corner slopes. Oh, right on top. Beautiful. And then maybe some 1x's because they're easier to change than the 2x2s. And let's get building Grogu's arms. Can't believe how quickly this has come together. I was expecting to be doing this in, like a month's time, coming back to this project, and we're already here. So 2x's. And is this what the 1x3 connects to? Yes. Or a 1x2. But I got 1x3s. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't get the 1x... Oh, no, I did get the 1x3s. Only Sith Lords and Obi-Wan deal in absolutes. Yeah, it is only Sith Lords deal in absolutes. That does not work. That's not right. Maybe they should have rethought that line. I know the intent was there. It's like, oh, Sith Lord deals in absolutes. But then to say only it doesn't work. Doesn't work, Kenobi. Back to the drawing board on that one. How do we want to round off these arms? Where's our baby? Because we could cheese slope it and get it sloped on both sides. Lego seem to square off the bottom, which is fine when you're not looking at the bottom. But you and me, Ah, and you apparently. Only Sith Lords, Kenobi, and Moonshoes, and me. I deal in absolutes now as well. We could cheese slope it. We could. I like the wedges that they use. I think if we round off the arm on one side, and I'll have to see where Grogu is. Grogu's arm is rounded off, so let's use the round plate. If I had that second brick separator, I'd be able to use. I found it. Have we used these before? I'm pretty sure I just got... Is this not the brick set? Do I have brick separators hidden around my part bins? It was in this drawer. You just saw... you probably didn't see me pull it out. You just saw me pull it out, if you did. But we haven't used this before. That's... Maybe this isn't the same brick separator that I was using a second ago. That is funny, if that isn't. If we have gone to the drawer before, then I accidentally placed it there, but we haven't used any 1x2 rounded slopes, have we? Did I get one out earlier when I was showing Grogu's pram? I might have, but I wouldn't have had the brick separator. Not for that piece. Anyway. Right. There we have the little arms. And then, what have we got? We could round off. We could round this off at the back. I think this is better. No offense, Lego. Lego have done an amazing job. This is better than what Lego have done. And then we can cheese slope the top so that we have, it looks like a shoulder. I think Lego's looks like the baby is arms out. It doesn't have the full effect of the arms coming down and under. But saying that, would we need the round? Oh, okay. Okay. We're going to need something better for this, for the cheese slope here. But this is looking good. Maybe even removing one of these wedges. Because then the arm looks like it's sticking out further without having to go the distance. We could even get a little wedge or an ingot on the bottom of that. Maybe a 1x1. Let's 1x1 it. And then get a rounded... What do you think we could use in that corner? So if I get a little cheese slope, we end off with this tiny, tiny little corner. There we go. So we've got that little corner in the elbow. What do you think we could use there? There's got to be something. Got to be something we can do. There you go. There's got to be something we can get in there. My girlfriend. Don't tell my fiance about my girlfriends. we are engaged. I guess both work, don't they? But yes, fiance, asterisk, fiance. Both are very lucky. Our Lego armies combined. We are unstoppable. We have brought profit to our new collection. Can we use a cheese slope? Could we get away with a cheese slope? I want to sink the slopes into a slope. Maybe a 1x1 with a little nozzle on the end, which is the same connector as Grogu's head. Maybe even another wedge. Maybe just a 1x1. Maybe what we need is a 1x1, even a 1x1 slope. Let's see if I can hold that. Can't find one, but I can find two. A 2x2 rounded off with studs. Oh, we could get something like that to round it off. Let me see. I thought I had two tan ones. That shocked me, not because of the piece fell, but because of the colour. It's bright blue. That's not tan. So I could create the effect of a 2x2 using a 1x1, which, you know, we have plenty of. And by plenty, I mean we're down to 4. 4 of them, and a corner tile, which should be in tan. It's a fairly common piece in tan, isn't it? Isn't it? Right? Right, Lego? You make loads... Oh, yes. You make loads of these in tan. I'm sure Moss Isley has a ton of those in light tan. Hello there, Owen. Welcome to the stream. So, we've got this corner of a 2x2. That on a 1x1. How about that? Is that the effect we are looking for? Oh, the head's going to be cursed. That's why I'm 3D printing it first. Tomorrow when I do the video, I'll have to... Big Star Wars nerd, yes. But tomorrow when I do the video, I have to 3D print the head so I know what it looks like. Alright, so there's one side. There's the other side. And then we can pop off this top. Again, could definitely secure it a little bit. There we go. My favourite Star Wars character usually ends up being Luke or Ahsoka. I think the sequels have tainted because of the Legends books. How Legends have dealt with Luke. That set a bar that Disney weren't going to meet. Disney could have done the exact same thing, and I don't think they could have met it. Whereas then we got what we got. It matches up to Kenobi. For Star Wars, I think Luke's story is quite, you know, it makes sense with the canon that Lucas laid out. And Mandalorian was amazing, but I think because of that, Ahsoka takes the cake as my favourite. Legends Luke, canon Ahsoka. I should have 2 answers. Should always prepare for 2 answers. Oh, we're going to need to connect this to Lego at some point, aren't we? I'm going to need a stud on it. This is going to be a fun connection. And even when 3D printing, I've got to remember that there's a little stud wiggle room. A little stud wiggle room that I've got to make space for. My favourite starfighter is the A-Wing. All day, every day. Master Nathan, hello there. Nice to see a fellow master builder or Jedi master. Yeah, my favourite starfighter is definitely an A-Wing. I don't know what it is. The shape of the A-Wing, just the shape of the A-Wing. It's cool. It is very cool. So on top of here, because I don't have a tan brick and only have 2 of these plates, I'm just adding a little round jumper. Does anyone want to say you look like Obi-Wan? Not often. I've had a few Qui-Gons recently. I've had a few Qui-Gons because of the way I have my hair up. With the one, I think Qui-Gon's got it longer. The wig that Qui-Gon wears has it come down the side, but maybe a Kenobi style Kenobi. I can see that. Thank you. I'll take the compliment. Here's our Grogu torso. I'll get a decal for that, and tomorrow I will 3D print a head that can go on top. So that will be included in the video, and all of this connects to the rest of Grogu. Look at how big Grogu's pram is. It's really coming together, isn't it? This thing's going to be massive. It's going to be awesome, though. I think this is a step up from our friend Captain Rex here. Captain Rex is cool, and I like the fact we managed to integrate the helmet into the build. But Grogu is going to look so cool. And we managed to keep the snob bricks on the back as well. Give Grogu some little toes at the front. Let's see if we can pull this piece off. There we go. So I'm going to look at some water-soluble glue. My favourite Star Wars show, Clone Wars. Ahsoka. Ahsoka's been cool. Ahsoka is neck and neck with Clone Wars. We'll see where season 2 goes, because I'm liking the Baylan Skoll character. But it's got to be Clone Wars. 7 seasons, so many episodes that you can't beat. Have to ask, who would win? Legends Vader or Legends Yoda fully embracing the dark side? Oh, dark side Yoda is scary. That is the soggy koala of Star Wars, isn't it? Dark side Yoda. I think Yoda could take Vader because Legends Vader was still, drawn back by the same things canon Vader is in terms of the suit and everything that comes with it. Legends Vader could wipe the floor with canon Vader, but there's still that same weakness, that lightning. Yeah, I think Yoda would take the cake there. Would Yoda have any weaknesses if he was fully Legends dark side? Two Sith names, Darth Spectre. The ones that the jerks call you. I can see why. Andor was beautiful. I would like more, but I stick by the fact that I think Andor was successful because it took notes from everything. It built on Rogue One, but also had a sprinkle of that Clone Wars magic. Andor had time jumps, like with Clone Wars. Clone Wars was a little more reckless. It was a kids show, they could afford it. Definitely weren't designed for kids alone, but it was a kids show. They could jump around all over the galaxy throughout space and time, a bit like Doctor Who. Clone Wars was very similar to Doctor Who. Andor was like the prequels, the originals, a year forward, a year forward. They packed so much. Let's face it, season 2 is 4 seasons. We got Andor season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 2 seasons. They just crammed it all into a movie, kind of Mandalorian. Mandalorian movie next year was originally meant to be another season before they got it confirmed for the big screen for cinemas. So yeah, the ships were bigger on the inside. To be fair, with the amount of beds we got in that U-wing, I think the ships were probably quite big on the inside. Oh, no problems. Autocorrect, you can't rely on it, can you? Because it autocorrects, but then it will autocorrect some weird words. I have my fair share of dodgy autocorrects. Can we work out, whilst we're here, so we know the padding for Grogu's back works, can we work out this giant slope? Because I do think this slope's going to be easy, and I might regret saying that live on stream, because if we don't do it now, it's not great. Haven't seen Andor, definitely watch it. I heavily recommend. If you enjoyed Rogue One, Andor's even better. I think Andor sweetens Rogue One. Andor's even better than Rogue One. Just because it come afterwards. You know, they might be level for most people. Tier list, they'll be level, but Andor goes in front of Rogue One. Quite literally and all. I think it benefits from being more mature. Yeah, I can see that. Some of the themes in the show. Haven't seen it, first impressions. No, I agree. Yeah, it benefits from those moments. Really, really dark, really, really light. Really compliments. What do I think's the worst Star Wars movie? I'm sorry, I'm going to offend a lot of people here. I think the worst Star Wars movie is the first Ewoks movie. Wicked's terrifying. In terms of worst movies, we watched through Solo. We watched through Solo today, and I discovered a new deleted scene. I thought I'd seen them all. There's a few extra things on Disney Plus that weren't on the Blu-ray that I ordered, and 2 deleted scenes I don't remember, one of which is Solo in a cockpit. Why'd they cut it? And the thing is, it works so well. The transition from him being like kicked out of the Imperial Academy into Mimban, that's a beautiful transition. That would have worked so much better and worth the extra minute screen time. For that reason, I love Solo as a movie. I think Solo is great for some of the characters involved, and it gave us Kira, who I'm hoping to see in more Shadow Lord. We want more of Crimson Dawn in that, as well as Son of Dathomir comics, but the potential of Solo with that one scene of him in a cockpit, and then we get the reference to the X-Wing games. If you've played the X-Wing games, it's exactly like that. If you fail a mission in that and then you got to go to that, it was perfect. That one deleted scene. We'll have to watch it on stream sometime, but I might even do a video on it. It was really that good, and the potential, it would have boosted Solo. I think Solo would have shot up past a load of other movies, but yes, the Ewoks. If you have Disney Plus, all the Ewoks, all the old shows, droids, Ewoks. There's animated Ewoks, which are pretty cute. The movies are terrifying. They reuse the props from Return of the Jedi, and they might have stuck them in the washing machine. Don't know what happened. They look a bit spookier than I remember. Maybe it's the special editions. Maybe it's all the special effects we've had from Return of the Jedi over the years, but those Ewoks, don't watch it before bed. They are, yeah, Ewoks are amazing. I haven't finished the animated show. I'm struggling outside of Clone Wars. I always loop back to Clone Wars. I've started Ewoks, the animated show. I think I finished the Droid Story one. I have also started Batman over on Prime. I've been watching the Batman animated show. I am still in season 1. And Invincibles. I haven't been watching Invincibles either. I struggle to watch animated shows, but I love them so much. Some of the best content we get is in animated shows. I am British, yeah. If you listen carefully, there's some words I say which are really British, like British, and there's also some words that I say that are just not British and really confusing. I must have picked them up from some Star Wars actor. No problem, thank you. See you, Lewis. Yeah, so on Disney Plus, they've got a load of the old shows, and I'm working my way. I think Ewoks is the last one for Star Wars. My favourite clone battalion, 501st is the easy answer. I'm not going to say 501st, but it is up there. I do like the Doom Squadron. I think the armor's so different from what we get. I think the Doom Squadron has to be one of them. I also do quite like the Ahsoka Legion. I think that was a nice moment. Is it slightly racist that they painted their helmets like Ahsoka? Yes. When you think about it, yes. But the thought was lovely. The hand-paintedness of it, that was all nice. We have Captain Rex and the 501st. Yeah, Captain Rex, I think, takes a lot of the 501st points. If Captain Rex was part of the 212th, I'd probably say the 212th. So Commander Doom's based off Doctor Doom. Let me get my Doom and Thorn minifigures, because I do have both of them. Again, Filoni Clone Customs. And, oh, what have I knocked down? I've lost someone's helmet. That might have been an accessory. I'll look for that later. But we've got Thorn. Any guesses on who Thorn can be? But we've got Commander Doom, which is based off Fantastic Four Doom. This is a bit better than that custom Doom minifigure I made, but I've given Doom Tony Stark's hairpiece from Marvel because of the recast. Because of the recast, I had to do it. Yeah, I'll grab the piece in a minute. And then some of that Doctor Strange magic that we see Doom wielding in the comics. And then also Thorn with his machine gun that he calls Hammer is based off Thor. There's allegedly a third character. Wolf is meant to be the third one that is based, that could possibly be based off a Wolf character. Oh, it's from one of the old games. It's like an 80s, 90s game that I think Filoni has spoken about on a panel, but not confirmed that Wolf is from. It might be a weird coincidence, but yeah, Doom and Thorn. Let me go find the piece. What's my favourite saber colour? It's got to be green. It's got to be green lightsaber. I think if I had my own saber, it'd probably... Well, I do have my own saber and I do use green most of the time. Oh no, it was the helmet, wasn't it? I bet it was the Doom helmet. Let's see if we can find it. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, is that not where Doom goes? Doom goes further up. This is the same clone wall that was in my background, so if you want a closer look, I've got a few different videos on it. Oh, Thorn's visor. Thorn's visor I knocked off. I like the helmet with the little, like, boots of swiftness. Feather boots. Purple. Purple is a nice colour. I think if I did have sabres, I said this last week on stream, I think, I'd want dual sabres. I'd want a full green sabre and then like a proto-purple sabre. I think that would be cool. Hello there, Jackie boy. I like purple. Yeah, balance between the dark and the light. I like that balance of it. I think yellow's a cool colour as well because it symbolises almost the protector. You've got the temple guards having yellow. I think that would be cool. Blue is the warrior. Blue is the warrior. You see that in Anakin. And a lot of Jedi have blue sabers, especially during the Clone Wars. They're at war, makes sense as a load of warriors. Green is seemingly the wiser one. Luke, as he goes through his Jedi journey, he's very irrational, blue saber. Then he's a bit wiser, taps into that dark side. Could Return of the Jedi Luke have a purple saber at the start? That might be a good... I'm interested in Visions. Visions, the Ninth Jedi, is getting an entire season. We're getting part 2 of the Ninth Jedi in season 3. And then we're getting 4 episodes? 6 episodes? I think it's 4 episodes. We're getting 4 more episodes on it. And they have colour changing sabers. So, you know, Anakin at Mustafar, the blade might turn red halfway through the door. Or towards the end it might turn red. And then Luke ignites it in A New Hope. It's a red blade that slowly fades to blue as Luke's holding it. Then at the start, we've got Luke marching through Jabba's palace, you know, purple saber, fighting on the skiff. And then by the end, when he's with the Emperor, that purple, where he's tapping into the dark side, slowly becomes green. That's going to be awesome. The best Star Wars game, my favourite Star Wars game is probably Battlefront. The potential, I don't think Fortnite counts. I got more hours on Fortnite than I do on Battlefront. But yeah, probably Battlefront. Probably the new Battlefront 2. Because I've clocked up the most hour... No. Oh, the Lego games. Complete Saga. I think the amount of times I've played through Complete Saga, that might have more. But the new Battlefront 2, I think I have one of the most hours on a video game. It's not... But could I say it's the best? Could I say it's the best game? Because that's a lot of weight. A lot of weight to be carrying. For these slopes, I don't think my plan's going to work because we can't fit the stud underneath, can we? Isn't a problem for the side ones. It'll work for that. But this back one's going to need 2 stud connections. So we're going to have to use some different slope pieces. Or, because we've got a very similar thing to this, we could just slowly... gradually build it up with some bigger slopes. That might be the case. Battlefront 2 for the PS2. I think Battlefront 2 is solid, but just because of the era, you know, I grew up barely playing those games. I feel like I don't have as much of a connection. The story, best campaign, hands down the best campaign, that one. But I don't even think the rebooted Battlefront has... I don't think the rebooted Battlefront has a campaign, does it? Did new Battlefront 1 have a campaign? No, not really. People have tried to get a campaign through it. Huh, fair enough. What's my favourite? Force power, force kick. From Return of the Jedi, when Luke, he's on the skiff and he just kicks one of Jabba's henchmen, but he doesn't kick the henchman. The angle of the camera doesn't match up the kick, so there's like this half a foot gap between the kick. Let me get this up. Do any of you know about the force kick? It's been canonized as well. It was originally brought in as a joke, but there's been a few like comics and stuff that have canonized the force kick. Here we go. This is it. Oh, 500% zoom. No, thank you. All right. Let's switch. We don't want that window. We want this window. There we go. This is the force kick. Look at this. You might think that's where the henchman has like pulled away a little bit. Nope, that is the distance. That's a solid half a foot distance. Oh look, Boba Fett flying by in the background. And then this guy right here just launches himself back as if he's been kicked full force when like it's not touched him. It's a force kick. Star Wars Jedi Academy was good. Jedi Academy, there's like 4 of them in there. There's 2 and then 2 of the others. Yeah, over on Shorts, it's not working because I've got it set up for games and it doesn't register my screen as a game. Though it should be the same thing. But if you do want to check over, I have got this working on the big stream. we'll sort this out for next week. So you will be able to see, but you're going to have to take my word for it. There's like a solid this distance between Luke's boot and Jabba's henchmen. It's beautiful, really. It is. But that's Star Wars in it. A load of little bits like that. Can I get this working now? Let's see if I can... Let's see if I can add a webcam, just so I can show everyone watching in shorts. We want to capture a window. Want to make sure... Yeah, we want to select this. Hey, there you go. There you go. This is the one. All right. Yes, we'll save you. And will it let me move it? Does it let me move? Hey, there you go. So there's the force kick. You can see it. You can see it. All right, let's go back to the test so that everyone can see it this time. There's the iconic force kick from Return of the Jedi. This is when Boba, look, there you go, Boba just in the background, flying over. And Luke's foot is a full-on, it's a foot away. It's not close. It's really not close, is it? There we go. It's one of my favourite. It's one of those little, you know, like Strider in Lord of the Rings, kicking the helmets, breaking the toe. It's that sort of moment, but for Star Wars. All right, let's get these slopes. We're going to need to order so many parts for these slopes. But before I wrap up, we've only been going for just over 2 hours. I've got to get one of these slopes built so I know how many parts to order. The gunship. Oh, I only have one of these 1x4 slopes, but I've just realized the gunship, I'm breaking down a few older builds. The gunship's one of them, and it has some 4x2. 4x2 slopes. I think the R2 even has some 4x2. Oh no, they're 2x4. They're the opposite way around. But I should have maybe enough pieces for one slope. That's all I'm asking for. But I have to find that at some other point. So back to white bricks. Love working in white because I just can't get rid of them, can I? And we're going to need a few 1x6s. Look at that. We've got columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 spare. We've got a million 1x4 bricks in white. I can't remember why I have so many white pieces. I picked up like a creative box that was pure white bricks back in the day when I was building cars out of Lego. Maybe we can revisit that. We used to build a little remote control car using the little Lego accessories. My favourite Clone Wars battle, I would love to explore, that Lego haven't done, that Star Wars haven't done, I would love to explore Mimban a bit more. Now that we know Solo was there, we know Andor was there, and I've convinced myself that Luthen was there as well. We don't get told that's not an Andor spoiler. I've convinced myself that that's where Luthen was. I think that would be cool if that was confirmed. Right, thank you. Yeah, I think otherwise Geonosis has to be up there. And for anyone wondering as well, the oh yes, Umbara. That's a solid one as well. That's crazy still that Pongrel got away with that for as long as he did. Let's make this nice and colourful. We don't have... Oh! We have a second white piece. We only need one more than we've got a white side. Clone Commander Hammer is one of your favourite clones based off the design. Is Hammer the one... So Thrawn has the gun hammer. Is the Clone Commander Hammer. Let's get this one up. Commander Hammer! Oh, Arc Trooper. This is the one we got in Lego like a decade ago, and it's the most expensive clone trooper to get your hands on that isn't, you know, the 212th Airborne. Yeah, this is a cool one. We need a Phase 1 clone battle pack with this. Hello there, the man, the myth, the YouTuber. Fives is good. I like the fact we got fives. I don't agree with Lego giving us fives as an anniversary minifigure because there's no way to get them in a set. What do you mean we can't get fives in a set? I think between us, we can give a million different sets that fives could come in. I'd love to see fives in a set. I think we all would. All right, we're going to need a million 2x6s. Let's get some prepared. And then we're going to need one plate. Oh, one plate is a 6-plate jump. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. But we can make it happen. I think I've already used up all my 2x6 and yeah, I think I've used all of my 6s. So we might have to break this down into 4s and 2s. We have a million of those. Not literally. We have hundreds. Hundreds at the least. A Darth Vader helmet. I tell you what, I was looking at the Darth Vader helmet today. We saw a few good deals on the Vader helmet. Let me know if the Vader helmet is a nice build, because we've got Rex, Stormtrooper, Boba. I think if I built Vader though, I'd want all the other Imperials. And if I have the Imperials, I've got to have the Mandalorians and the clones, and it would be, oh, a proper Vader helmet out of cardboard. That'd be a fun one. Yeah, I almost picked up the Lego one though. Maybe the cardboard one's a bit bigger of a build, bit funner. Well, let me know if the cardboard one goes well. Maybe I'll give that a shot. For fives. Oh, an Umbaran set. We're overdoing an Umbaran set. Maybe a new Ponkrell. Do we need a second Ponkrell? Or would that ruin? I think we need a new Ponkrell that's so different from the first one, because the first one got the Garmadon torso. I don't think Ponkrell's that tall. I think they give us just a one torso, maybe a fancy headpiece, and then give us the double arms. Like Stitch, give us the Stitch arms. Stitch arms on a minifigure for Grievous would be cool. And Lego to make some sets based on video games. We've seen it. We've seen it with Force Unleashed. Yeah, we've seen it with Force Unleashed. We've got a Starkiller minifigure, don't we? Or do we have one from Old Republic? And a few like that. We have a few Old Republic ones, but I don't think they did as well. Lego Skywalker Saga got a polybag. Maybe one day. Greetings from Norway. Hello there, Norway. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, Ponkrell is fairly rare. I feel like Ponkrell as a minifigure is one of those rare minifigures that isn't worth too much because they're a niche Clone Wars figure. How do you spell Ponkrell? Is it with a... Alright, Pongrell. Thank you. £20. That's not bad. Well, that's not bad, but you know, used, cracked torso, cracking on the arms. What's the new figure? So £20 all the way up to £185. Again, we're going to see that in the native currency so that we can add that number. $250. That sounds better than 185. So 250 is pristine condition, new, with the accessories from the set. Is it from the set? Is it? Unless it's coming sealed in the bag with all the parts. I don't know if I can take that, but it is the Garmadon torso. I think we're overdue another Ponkrell. How tall's Ponkrell? How tall is Ponkrell? 7'9". A Basilisk, which I guess they are all tall. Yeah, it does need that. Does need that double torso then. Right, we're not getting the two arms unless we get Woody legs. Unless we get Woody legs, but even then, nearly 8 foot tall. You're going to need Woody legs and that extra torso just to make up the height. We could do another Ponkrell. I'm not a fan of the way Lego, for like Chewbacca and a load of other minifigures, have the head part of the torso. I quite like the Lego look of the torso. I think that is getting a bit too action figure-y. I would like Wookiees to have their own unique... It's too gone now. It's too gone now, it will look too weird. But like General Grievous, hello there. It's like General Grievous on the Fortnite Lego skin. having the Grievous head on. Actually, it's a bit like Yang as well, coming in that Ahsoka T6. To get that, and then to get a K2SO that was a droid is a bit weird. Why they chose Yang, because, you know, Yang's character-like, but so's K2SO. Favourite character? Oh, what was my answer? Favourite Star Wars character? Legends, Luke, Canon, Ahsoka. I remembered that. I'm not going to remember that tomorrow. I am from the UK. I'm British. I'm British, governor. Tea and scones. My voice has been impacted from people all over the world, so I'll forgive you if you couldn't see the Britishness through it. Looks like Ed Sheeran. That's well, that's the first time. Do I? I'll take that. Tuesday, isn't it, mate? There you go. I look Israeli. Oh, thank you. I look like I'm well travelled. I'm taking that. Israeli Ed Sheeran. Alright, let's piece together some 2x6s. Maybe this will be easier than I thought. Maybe. So, let's fill out. I think the best way to do this is just to have a 2x4 hanging there. I'm building a giant Grogu. So today we finally got access to the instructions. I think we got access like 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. But we got access to the Space Baby. New gift with purchase. The instructions went live. Oh dear, this stud could be a bother. Oh bother. What do I do in my free time? Usually edit videos. Pretty much. It's not all Lego. Look like Queso. Oh, Queso. If he was British and from Birmingham. Do I look like I'm from Birmingham? So this is Grogu's pod. I need to call it a pod racer. This is Grogu's pram so far. This is the Lego minifigure scale one that we built, which you can see on the inside. There you go. Let's make sure we're in focus. You can see it uses a few different snot bricks. We've got the hinges on the back as well. And this is the Lego version we built. So this is fully working. That's a clip piece. It looks a bit prettier from the other side. We've tiled it off. But that is a clip. No studs on it. This is held in by the sheer force of the clip. And this is going to be our upscaled Grogu pram. We've got the jumper. These bricks do, you know, pop off and separate. So we've got a snot brick. We've got a 1x1 clip tile, a 1x1 bar element, this modified slope at the front, a jumper. And right now we are building the slope at the back, which will attach to this plate just here. We could have started off, couldn't we, with a taller bit rather than going the opposite way. But this is going to clip on the 1x1 and hopefully hold that in place nice and steady. Oh, and we also have these tiles. We went a little bit ahead and I have found the right colors now for these elements. So once we get round to making that giant piece, we can get around to that. Does it move? Does it? That's the question. Does it move? It does. It rotates alongside all the way to about here. There you go. Here's fine. And then it rolls off. So you can sort of clip it upside down. Should we try that? I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it upside down, but it clips on. There we go. It clips on there. There it clips on, and then it can like rotate the whole way around. It's got a decent part. It's got a decent bit of movement. I wouldn't even trust it here though, if I'm honest. You'd have to fix up this little slope, but it holds on for what we need. Maybe we can revisit that and improve it, because I would like to revisit and improve this slope. I don't like the fact it's bumpy. The bumpiness isn't looking good, and we've already fixed it. We have already fixed it using this technique here. That is a perfectly flat slope, which we've made by sliding one slope in legally. No bricks are being bent here, not yet at least. Legally slot that in for a nice smooth slope, which also gives us an extra brick to work with at the bottom. But I do not have the pieces for that. We'll have to go to a few different Bricklink stores before we can get that up and running. So we will be updating that when I can gather together all of the pieces. All right, what have I missed? What was my thoughts on people trying to get Battlefront 3? My knowledge on Battlefront 3 is slim. I wouldn't take anything I say as, you know, what it is. Definitely go look for yourself. But I thought Battlefront 3 was released in some aspect. I thought there was some version of the game that was released, wasn't there? I mean, it kind of is what we're getting through other media. Obviously, it's not as good as getting an actual Battlefront 3. That would be nice. But then again, we had that Mandalorian game. What happened to the Mandalorian game that leaked with the Mandalore and then looked like the chase scene in Book of Boba? That would have been a fun game to play. A second Bounty Hunters. Please, we need a remake of that. That Django game is so hard to make. So hard to play. You're shorter than I expected. Can you make Casio? But he is a Lego brick. Isn't he meant to be a 1x1 brick? Does it count if I've built this 1x1 snot brick in the middle? Few extra studs. Walking with Daleks. The ultimate life bomb. Imagine a full-size Lego Dalek. I do have a Dalek minifigure. Ah, I should have done that. The finale of Doctor Who's this Saturday, isn't it? Maybe for the next season we'll build a bigger Dalek. When are they going to return? Thank you. The Rex is quite nice, isn't it? I like the fact that the arms can stay up. Does Rex have a blaster he can hold? He doesn't. He doesn't actually. I should 3D print one, shouldn't I? One that, or pistols. 3D print some pistols that Rex can hold. The only thing with this is because it is Lego, you know, we can give him a 1x1 brick. Will he hold this? No, he doesn't hold the 1x1 brick. It's a bit heavy. If we 3D printed it, he'd be able to hold it, but he can about hold a minifigure, and I think that's about it. Minifigures as far as we can push him. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we just need some plates sticking out the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh no, because I'm. Yep, that's my bad. Oh hell, the Supreme Daleks. Dalek Supreme. Just realised Rex is a custom. It's the official Lego helmet with a custom torso and legs. I'm yet to release instructions on it, but I have to put out instructions before this Grogu, so keep your eye out for those. I will post when they're ready. Have I heard of Star Wars 1313? Have I? I'm still waiting for it. Is that kind of what we got in Underworld? No, not at all. We do not accept that. We want proper Star Wars 1313. Am I married? Not yet, but I am engaged. Also, in Germany and half German, half Brit. Oh, Guten Tag is about the only word I know, I'm afraid, in German. It's better than nothing. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm down for trying it. I am down for trying. Ooh. I'm going to try it. I said I would. Sprecher Sie Norwegian? Does that mean you're Norwegian? In German? My favourite Star Wars movie is Attack of the Clones. You wouldn't know it by like the Rex and Grogu and every non-Attack of the Clones thing that I'm building, But yes, Attack of the Clones by a long shot. I think the story, I think everything, you know, the story, the expanded universe, legends, canons, books, the lot of them, everything adds up. Yes, not German. Um, so what's the favourite? Both Optimus Prime and Megatron and the Doctor and the Daleks both secretly enjoy what it's a very Batman Joker situation, isn't it? It's very much a no side wants to stop, but they just don't want it to continue. They're just cruising out. Which version of 13 do I like more, Boba Fett or the OC one? I like the idea as a Boba Fett one, but I do just want a bit more Boba Fett story. I think we haven't explored as much of Boba Fett as we perhaps should have at this stage. So I would like to see more Boba Fett. The only problem with these slopes, right, is we need 3 studs. We need 3 studs of space, and this gives us 2. Oh dear. Oh dear. Not good, no. There must be another slope element. Maybe we can get away with using if we used the 2x4, it wouldn't be smooth. Let's face it, this isn't smooth. But if we did have... Oh! Isn't the rounded off slope like half flat on one side? Why aren't I building it with one in my hand? Yeah, it's not really half flat. But it does peak out, so we need a few more bigger slopes. Who do I think has more of 3 Star Wars games on the PS2? Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefront, Bounty Hunters, and Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. It's crazy. I don't know if your dad had it when it came out, but it's crazy that Star Wars leaked the ending of Revenge of the Sith in the video game because they didn't think anyone was going to play it. Imagine doing that nowadays. We do get the odd announcement. Everyone knows by the time it's out. I think that's crazy. What's my opinion on the last 3 Star Wars movies? I'm excited for the next one. I'm excited. I think it's a bit like the prequels without Clone Wars, isn't it, at the minute? No one seems to like it. Everyone's getting a load of hate from it. And then suddenly Clone Wars came out and everyone was apologising to Hayden. Look at Hayden. Look at Ahmed Best. Look at Ahmed Best coming back for Keller and Beck. That's... Yeah, I think that does say it all. So I'm excited for the next... Because Rey's New Jedi Order. We haven't got much on that. We're beating around in the original trilogy. And I do think that will be an interesting period to pick up on. Who's the big bad if we go even further past the sequel trilogy? Well, I wonder if Thrawn's still kicking, because he could still be the big bad. He'll be around a while. Oh, here we go. Who do I think has more of a midichlorian count? Urel Poof or Coleman Trebor? Coleman Trebor. I think Urel. I think Urel probably has a higher midichlorian count, but in the Robot Chicken skit, where he's working in the Death Star, if he did have a high count, Vader and Palps would have sensed him. So maybe Coleman Trebor, because Dooku knew that he was going to jump up in the Pentraki Arena on Geonosis, so he must have sensed his presence, unlike Urel. So actually, I'm going to change my answer. Coleman Trebor has the higher midichlorian count. Canonically backed up. Oh, your dad's friend gave them to him. So I wonder if your dad's friend had it on day 1. Could he be the one person that completed the game beforehand? And didn't someone like call up to say they'd done it or something? And just no one... I don't think it's that no one cared. People cared about Star Wars, but not so much to try and complete the game to find out how it ends. Where the Daleks and a crossover with Star Wars and Doctor Who. Oh, who would we put together? It'd have to be like the Doctor meeting a Jedi or something, because I think a Jedi could put the Doctor through his paces. Maybe like Yoda. Imagine the Doctor and Yoda. The Doctor gets so worked up. The current Doctor as well. I think that would be. It's kind of like Luke and Yoda though. You know, a bit annoyed at first, and they work through it. So Daleks. Who could the Daleks square up against in Star Wars? Can we get the Revenge of the Sith? I know there's a few games on Steam, but can we get the old Star Wars games on PC? It's just Revenge of the Sith. Were they exclusive to Knights of the Old Republic? No, don't want that. We want Episode 3. No, it was. Oh, it was planned. There are files in the PS2 version where they make it compatible with PC. Huh. So if I did want to play these through, I'd have to get a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox. Too much effort. Too much effort. I wouldn't know how to use either of them. Maybe I'll have to watch it through. If someone uploads the gameplay, I'll have to find it out that way. Daleks would have to go. Maybe someone like Thrawn. Or like the entire Empire versus like 5 Daleks. Have I ever thought about the fact that Palpatine wanted Padme dead? All right, hold on here. So Palpatine sent Dooku, who sent Jango, who sent another bounty hunter, Zam Wesell, who then sent a robot, don't forget, that robot sent 2 worms to go kill Padme. And no one thought that was a bad idea. This is a Plankton from SpongeBob plan here. Getting someone to send someone to send someone. And like 7 people down the line, that fails. So then Kenobi goes after the robot, which leads him back to Zam Wesell, which then leads Kenobi back to Jango Fett, which leads Kenobi back to Lord Tyrannus, aka Dooku, who literally tells him that Darth Sidious is the one behind it. And Kenobi's like, no, we've gone too far. 6 is enough. We draw the line at 6. Nothing comes after 6. What comes after Order 66? Nothing. Unless you play the Lego games. There's a few more. That's a long, long line though. Prove I'm a true Star Wars fan. There you go. Every Star Wars. Oh yeah, don't blink. The Weeping Angels. I mean, there's a few Star Wars species that probably don't blink. But imagine the Star Wars cast of villains against the Weeping Angels. No chance. It's still bad after all that. It's still bad. Yeah, I guess the bugs were poisonous. Do we count that as an extra step? This slope is going to be an awkward one. We need to gradually round it off because we want it to be flat. So we'll end with the biggest slope and we'll build down into the sharpest slope. I wonder if a classic 2x4x1 bolt curved slope could be used. All right, let me make sure I know what piece this is. It might work because, yeah, we could end it. The resist, I assume it's not this one, the bulky one. Let's see if I have any. I probably have a few of these, you know, little these little slopes laying around. Oh look, here's some more of the 2x4s that I was speaking from the gunship. Yep, they're not wanting to come out now. There we go. Maybe even some of the 2x2s might look a bit better than the 1x2s. Dependent how many we use. I think I've also used a load of these on Captain Rex there. I think if you look at Captain Rex's lower half, which is blocked by Grogu's lower half, there might be a few of these pieces already in use. There we go. Did any of these fall? No. So these pieces. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. This isn't what you meant. That's like a 2x8. No. Are these from A-Wings? These pieces. The little 2x4s that go... Are they exactly a brick or are they 2 plates? Oh, they're 2 plates. What do you know? Maybe even some of the actual flat slopes. We could use those in here. There we go. This is the element that I was talking about on the gunship. This little one here. But we could use this for the top. We could use these giant ones for the top of the slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, no, 8. Which would give us a 2x4 gap to go down another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 1 brick down and would leave the bottom a plate higher. We need to go down just a tad more than this. So we don't need 3 of these. We need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. We need that 9th. So maybe 1 of these and 2 of the 3s. But I don't think that stretches. We are building a giant 1x2 slope for our giant Grogu. Look at the body of Grogu compared to baby Grogu. There you go. That's what Grogu's going to look like. It's like from Beetlejuice now, isn't it? I think we'll have another go, another stab at this slope. Let's put Grogu back together. Here's the pram so far. We've got the snot brick, the hinge, and the clip element. This does work just like normal Lego bricks. The modified slope, a jumper tile for Grogu to sit on, and a 1x1 for Grogu's back, which we're holding in place with this slope. So, if we're ending it, we've got to end it with enough space. So we've got 3. So a plate is 6. We can end it on this little contraption. That's nice to know. And then 4, 6. Custom General Grievous. Oh, how big was the General Grievous? How big were we talking? Life size? Bigger than life size? Did you have to sell your house to build this Grievous? Alright, I've missed a few chats and I've fallen behind. The Daleks could destroy the Empire. I think the new fleet as well. You know those big colourful Daleks we saw once? They could easily take it down. Trebor could have stopped all the... Trebor could have stopped the Clone Wars. If only the Jedi Temple taught Force Lightning. Dooku, I'm sure, could deflect it to some extent, but if only Coleman Trebor didn't jump and just zap Dooku. Unprepared. Windu behind as well. Yeah, Dooku would have stood no chance. This party's over. Did I ever notice why Anakin's separated by Obi-Wan and Padme in The Phantom Menace? Versus the end of Revenge of the Sith. I did not. Is that like a physical breaking up between where they're standing? I didn't notice that. Best part is the whole time. The speeder chase. Zam? It might be a Z, but you've spelt it. Good enough. Jango Fett had an opportunity to kill Padme, but didn't, and followed Zam. Yeah, looked after himself. Didn't get the job done. Looked after himself. Is that effective? Was that with his own best intention at heart, though? Because surely Dooku would probably have eyes on him. I don't know, Daleks and eggs don't mix well. Oh no, they sizzle them, don't they? They're not stopped by eggs anymore. Grievous is your favourite. Grievous is my fiance's favourite as well. The collection of lightsabers I am envious of. There's a lot of lightsabers. Not life-size, but a little bigger than a minifigure. Have you seen... I'm going to get this wrong now. Is it Brickmate? Is it Brickmate that built the brick Grievous? That's a cool build. And that does stand... I suppose Grievous stands a little taller than minifigures, doesn't he? Just a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm seeing the problem with this already. Let's push through. How many clones? Good question. If I had to guess, we have this wall just here is a bunch of 3D printed hexagons with a few different clones on. They're all unique and there's almost 100 clones, but they're not all clone troopers. There's a Palpatine clone, there's a Kaminoan clone, and there's like 10 Boba Fett's. So I think I've got at least 70 clones on that wall. I got 71 B1 battle droids, and I know I've got more different clones than that. Some of them are customs I've made with Lego figures. So, you know, swapping arms and legs. There we go, we can bridge this together nicely. But probably all in all, I have 200 clone troopers, a lot of 501st. Recently I've been upping my collection in my Shiny Phase 2 and Coruscant Guard, because I've only, to date, only got 2 of those battle packs. Only 2. Which, to put it into perspective, I picked up 6 of the 501st ones, and they were all full price. Didn't manage to find any on a sale. A kid blew up a separatist ship and he didn't know how to fly the ship. I mean, the Force does wonders, right? But there's got to be a limit, because Luke did the same thing with a Death Star. And those separatist pods look like the Lucahawk ships, yeah. They look like mini Death Stars, don't they? They resemble them a little bit. With a ring. Death Star with a ring. I like to think, because we see those on Geonosis and the little planet pods in the middle could take off without them. Were the rings just for ships and like battle droids? Or did the rings have something there? 28 clones and 16 droids. I think we can all agree that most of us have more clones than droids. I think that's a problem with Lego, isn't it? Are we not meant to have more battle droids than clone troopers? Because a clone trooper, well, a Jedi is meant to be worth 1,000 battle droids. I definitely don't have 1,000 battle droids per Jedi I have. We need more droid battle packs. Bring back the classic one. Especially at the classic price, what, like 7 quid? Then we'd have more battle droids. It's almost a full... I rewatched that video. I made a video a while back that had all the different legions, like the Grand Army of the Republic, how many clones were in it, and it broke it down into different squadrons. I can't remember now though what 32 clones was. It was a battalion, I think. 1 clone and it's Captain Rex. What a clone to have. The biggest Lego set, so I have 2. I have one that I've built and one that I haven't built yet. One that I'm about to build. The biggest set that I've built is the Master Builder Series Mos Eisley. I've probably built... I don't even think I've built a mock bigger than that. Eventually we will with these giant bricks. But Master Builder Series Mos Eisley is the biggest set that I've built. But right behind... Okay, this set's quite heavy to do one-handed. Right behind me at 10,000 subscribers. We're approaching 9k. We are hot on 9k subscribers here. And at 10k subscribers, we will be building this bad boy right here. Let's have a little look. So, what are we saying? I always forget. 8,998. Let me keep a counter up. Let me make sure we don't miss this. Watch it turn by the time I found this counter. There we go. 2 subscribers away. Count up to 9k subs. So at 10k subs, we're going to be building the UCS Slave 1. I'm a big Attack of the Clones fans. I think it goes to show there's potentially no exclusive minifigures in this. This is just a minifigure scale Slave 1. And this, I'm so excited to build this. I'm waiting till 10k. I am not opening this box at all until then. We've also got some of the new rangefinders and so many exclusive pieces. So many exclusive pieces. But yes, eventually we'll get this set built. And then I think after that, I don't know if there's many Lego sets bigger than the UCS Slave 1. I think new or old version. Oh, everything's going out. There we go. New or old version. The UCS Slave 1 is a massive ship. And maybe the Falcon, maybe the AT-AT and, you know, like the Venator. I don't even know if the Venator, piece-wise, is that far ahead of the Slave 1. It's ahead. But that is the biggest set that I've got in my collection right now. Other than that, it will probably be MOCs. We're going to look to build a lot bigger MOCs in the future. Yes, Captain Rex is a clone to have, though. From the Venator and the Microfighter. Probably where you picked it up, the Microfighter. But it's a nice clone to have, arm printing and all. The rings of battleship blockades have bays for dropships, MTTs, and AATs. Is that... When Kenobi and Qui-Gon land, I don't remember seeing where exactly they land. But do they land in the ring and have to walk all the way around, like into the mid... Is there a connection? I don't think there's a footpath to the middle. They probably landed in the middle sphere, didn't they? Am I Team Republic or Separatist? You're personally Team Separatist. Knowing where the Republic ends, it's a hard choice. But, whoa! 8999! It's a hard choice, but I have to go Team Republic. I have to go Team Republic here. I don't think I could have it any other way. There we go. Look at that. 8999. We can see it on both streams now. We're trying to introduce your girlfriend to Star Wars. Should you go in chronological order or the order they were produced? I think A New Hope. A New Hope explains it nice and well. You know, whilst Luke's discovering, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then you jump all the way back to Phantom, Attack of the Clones. If you're really going in, you know, this is where you slot in 9,000. This is where you slot in Clone Wars. But I think you go 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. 9,000 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you to the 9,000 and the other 9,000 of you that are subscribed. We are one step closer to building that UCS Jango Fett Slave 1. And I cannot wait. That's going to be awesome. But yes, if you're introducing anyone to Star Wars, I think the best way to go would be 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, then 6, because you've got the reveal of, you know, oh, I am your father. You watch 1 to 3 and you're like, wait, Leia too? I don't think Leia being Luke's sister is too much of a surprise. There's so much happening in the 6th movie. I think you definitely go for the prequels. And then you watch Return of the Jedi. I think that's a solid. Biggest is the Daily Bugle. Minifigure count beats Mos Eisley. The amount of Spider-Man references. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Not as much as Star Wars, but I like a bit of Marvel, and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's up there. Start with A New Hope because it's the best for beginners. Yeah, it is the world builder, isn't it? You start off with Tatooine. It starts off very much like Episode 7. I think the sequels did that nice. Episode 7 starts off and explains the galaxy. You know, you could watch Episode 7 and then introduce to Han. Oh, the legend of Han, Luke. You see Luke on the mountain and then you... So maybe 7. Maybe Episode 7 you start off with. Do you think Episode 7 is a good entry to Star Wars, or do you think A New Hope's better? Because if you watch the original 6 and then go to Force Awakens, are they explaining too much? Is it too much explanation? What if you start off with 7, then go 4, 5, then go 1, 2, 3, you find out Luke isn't the only child of Skywalker, jump forward to 6, where you've got Luke at his peak, and then suddenly you have 8. What's happened here? You dive into that mystery. Doesn't really get answered too well. And then you have 9 to wrap it up and you're left with more questions than you had at the start. And now you've got to watch Rebels, Resistance, Clone Wars and every other show under the sun. And before you know it, the rest of your life is spent catching up on Star Wars content. What do we think? I think that's a solid order. Maybe the sequels are best left till last because they are kind of their own era. Skywalker Saga, sure, but you know, they're not the complete saga, so yeah, maybe. Your release order makes sense for how they're released, because for how to watch them because of the big twists. But I think you could probably slot 6 afterwards. I don't think there's too much revealed in 6. Doctor Who does not have Lego sets because we're more for adults. Only have the highly detailed figures. I do think there are a few Lego sets you could use for Doctor Who. Of course, you know, you've got the odd bookstore. Lego have done a few bookstores. You can use that for the Vashta Narada even. And you've also got the Pie Reveal. I still want to pick up that Thor Surtur set because that would make an awesome Pie Reveal. Just got to remove the horns. But yeah, I'd like more Doctor Who shows. Doctor Who's on Disney Plus now for the rest of the world. I still have to watch it on the BBC, but you know, I'm happy the rest of the world gets to enjoy it on Disney Plus. Do you think that increases the chances of getting Lego sets if we've got some sort of Disney deal with it? A New Hope is a better start. Yeah, it's got the nostalgia. It is the start of Star Wars, isn't it? If you really want to go in, all the way in, if you're introducing Star Wars to someone and they're a fan of books, maybe even get them reading a book, which come out technically before Star Wars, same story, written a little bit different, because you've got A New Hope, and then you've got Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which is a good story. I'd like to see that told one day. I don't think it fits too well into canon, but I would like them to bring it in somehow. I'd say I listen more to, you know, popular music. Some oldies and goldies, Queen, ABBA, but a lot of what's on the radio. I listen to the radio. In 2025, still listening to the radio. Just got to be done. What's my favourite film and series besides Star Wars? So my favourite Star Wars film is Attack of the Clones. I think I forgot the title when I was doing the room tour. I think I just referred to it as episode 2. Sometimes the titles confuse me, but my favourite Star Wars movie is Attack of the Clones. Favourite series, Clone Wars. Outside, I think my favourite show is Doctor Who. And my favourite movie, Lord of the Rings, the extended edition. All 3 extended editions back to back to back, like 10 hours worth. I think that would be my favourite movie, if that counts. If that counts as one movie, then it's that. Oh, Lego Star Wars was introduced in '99. I guess for Lego Star Wars, I've just realised, Lego Star Wars fans will probably also have that bit of nostalgia for the original trilogy in a completely different way. Because they were introduced to it through sets alongside the prequels. It's still there. I am still building, well, we've built Grogu's torso. So tomorrow I'm going to 3D print a head for Grogu. Here's the torso. There we go. There's Grogu's body. Look how cute it is next to Rex. It's literally the height of the torso. So we've got Grogu's torso there. And I'm currently building the 1x2 slope using 1x slope pieces. I think just like Star Wars, just like poetry, it rhymes. And slope pieces are going to give us the best effect. Whether they're going to be accurate, 3 slopes does mean 3 little bounces, but I'd rather do that than try to 3D print, you know, a bigger slope. And it also works nice and smooth. We can fit the studs in there, and we just need a handful more of these 1x slopes. Didn't I just have one of these 3 pieces? So what I'm going to be doing is here add in 2 slopes from the gunship, which are going to be in white when I can find them. And then on the front. I'm going to find some more. I can see Rex has a few. I won't be robbing Rex, but I'll be keeping my eyes out, see if I can replace a few. And yeah, I'll use that to improve this slope. We've got to build 3 of these slopes, so there will be a second bricklink order. I said at the start of the stream, I've placed my first bricklink order in what feels like forever. It's probably been a few months. You can have a little look on the channel. I think I did show off my last few bricklink orders. There might have been 1 or 2 placed in secrecy. We did end up getting the tiles for this, but you know, big bricklink orders. It's my first big one. I'm completing a collection. I've got a missing hairpiece, and I've also got a brand new hairpiece. So someone had all of those pieces. I don't wait. I had to place the order, and that should be arriving in the next week or so. So keep your eye out for that video. Do I have... Oh, that's the wrong draw. A 2x6 in white. No? Did the ghost not come with a 2x6 in white? Have I used it? Probably. I probably used it on this project, actually. Either this or like building the old U-wing. So Doctor Who started in 63. Yeah, a decade and some before Star Wars was being planned. And, well, Star Wars was in the works a long time. And still before Star Wars. But Lord of the Rings come before Doctor Who. Lord of the Rings was like 19 something teen. Do we have a date on Lord of the Rings? Like the books. Okay, 10th of December 2001. Yeah, real funny Google. When were the books out? Not the Amazon show. When was the book? So the story was written, Second World War, not first. So 1937, and it was published in 3 parts across 1954 and 1955. That's not as old as I thought it was. So the 50s gave us Lord of the Rings, 60s gave us Doctor Who, 70s gave us Star Wars, 80s... thank you, Google. 90s gave us Harry Potter. What did the 80s give us? Back to the Future? I'd put Back to the Future with it. E.T. That's a good shout. E.T. Back to the Future. There is a second E.T., isn't there? Yeah, there you go. Back to the Future. Shaggy. I am color coded as Shaggy. I've noticed my wardrobe is. I could probably give a character for every outfit I wear. But yes, I am Shaggy today. Green top, tan bottoms. Thank you. I'm liking the lights in the background. There we go. We just erase the history by time traveling. Yet Doctor Who could go back before Lord of the Rings. Maybe the Doctor published Lord of the Rings. Who knows? And there's our 1x2 slope with a bump in the middle. Hopefully we can smooth that out. But this is massive for our Grogu pram, because Grogu's pram, there we go. The cut section of it, if you ignore this side, so we do have this piece that we are going to be working on next. We've already just designed this slope here, but the cross section is now complete. Here, we've got Grogu sat on top. We've got the 1x2 slope that's going on, fits perfectly. And then let's clip that together right at the end. We've got the 1x1 with the loads of Lego logos on it. That clips on the top. And finally, bringing 2 halves of the whole together. Let's flip it around. I prefer the right side, just for this clip. There we go. Bringing 2 halves together, we have the cross section of Grogu's pram finally complete. How cool is that? I think this is really starting to look like the final product. We've got the 2 sides to go. We've already got the plan for the slopes, so we know how that's going to work. We've then got the corner slopes, which is kind of the same. I think we are going to be doing the same as this, but we're going to be staggering them one at a time. It's going to be an annoyance, isn't it? Trying to stagger these slopes and get them rounded off with some sort of, or squared off with some sort of wedge. But we've also got Grogu's torso, brick built in the middle. This is coming together. I love it when a plan comes together. A-Team? Was that 80s? Or was that even later? I used to love the A-Team on video. Can't be that old. The series, not the Ed Sheeran song. 80s, 83 to 87. There you go. A-Team was 80s, Back to Future, E.T. and everything else. Star Wars was a long time ago, but how long was it? Was it a long time ago, or is it just far enough away that traveling there, by the time we get there, it was a long time ago? There's a good question. Indiana Jones, Batman. Oh, look, there's so many things from the 80s that I forgot. You're all on it today. From Norway. Hello there, Norway. Also, a long time ago, thousands of years. Yeah, I mean, Doctor 2 goes back some time. Doctor 2 spends traveling a lot. When's the earliest? Google will know. When is the earliest Doctor Who has traveled? Google will make sense of that. 100,000 BC, which is the first episode of the series, An Unearthly Child, broadcast on November 23rd, 1963, introducing William Hartnell as the first Doctor and Ian Chesterton, Ian Chester, that does not sound right. I don't think I've ever said their name before, and Barbara Wright. Huh. They begin in the prehistoric period. That is interesting. There's a little timeline here as well of all right, let's not get too distracted, but that's 100,000. Oh, and that's where Doctor Who started, so they can't really go before that. I don't think they will, at least. 100,000 BC. Wow, look at that. Because Overkill's overrated. Grogu is Baby Yoda. Grogu is a Baby Yoda. Grogu is the Baby Yoda. So this little green guy from The Mandalorian, this right here is a Grogu. This adorable little creature that has cost us a load and made Disney a lot of money, I'd like to point out. But this is the little minifigure pram that we've built in we've built it 6 times bigger. Which I think, even saying that, I've got it sat right in front of me, but saying we're building it, 6 times bigger in every dimension, 216 times bigger, does not feel this big. This is massive. This is minifigure scale. This is moldy scale. Can we coin that? Lego have been building upscaled creatures for a long time. Can we coin moldy scale? Can we get into contact with Lego, see if we can coin moldy scale? What percentage of people who can access the internet don't know who Grogu is? I'm going to say 5%. Although, yeah, it depends if you mean Grogu or Baby Yoda. I think any terms, 5%. People will look and go, oh, that's that Star Wars baby. That's that Star Wars kid. But Grogu specifically, I think that drops to like 50. I think it's 50-50. 50-50 for Grogu. Because even in videos, I might say Grogu, but you can be sure the title... Recently it's had Grogu. I will admit, recently it's had Grogu. That might be a mistake. The next title's going to have Baby Yoda in it, for sure. More people know who Baby Yoda is than Grogu, because Yoda is a massive character in Star Wars. This is solid. And I think I will be switching out the rounded plates with squared off plates just for this. Let's have a look what it looks like. If it looks good on the little version, it's going to look good on the big version. These are stuck together. This needs a hammer. Not a real hammer, a Lego hammer. Although, no, I don't think the hammer works. Oh no, it does. I remember the hack now. Are these actually glued together? I don't use glue on my Lego, but I don't know, I'm double guessing this. Grogu. Grogu would, like, Grogu. Which half? Is this Groot's, you know, this the new Groot? You know, the Groot that's quite bulked up with Grogu's head? That's a sight. That is a sight. All right, so I'm switching out the round one by one because the squared off, no, the 2x2, not the 1x1, the 2x2, because the squared off one's easier to make. And you can't really see the difference except for this little white bit. But my hope is that this covers the hinge. Yeah. It does cover the hinge and it doesn't look too bad. Right, it looks different. It looks different, you can tell. This is the original. So this is the original pram. You can see the hinge just coming out at the back. That's where the hinge goes to, and then there's an extra little corner. And this is the squared off plate. I like that a bit better because it hides the hinge. I like it better because it goes flush with the hinge and it's got a squared off plate there. But I've built Lego long enough that I ignore that. Here you can kind of see the dealings of the inside. There we go. If it's straight on, you can see that little bulge where the hinge is. Whereas the fact that it squares it off. Am I saying this though? Here's the thing. Am I saying that because it's going to be easier to build bigger? Or am I saying it because I genuinely like the look? I do like the fact that it hides the hinge. Even though it's square, I can forgive it because it hides. It's kind of when you're building, kind of like when you're building with Technic, you know, if I had a bit of the Technic on the arm showing, it gives away too much. And it's not Lego like. This 2x2 in square is more Lego than the 2x2 that's rounded off and has the bump. Yeah, it closes in around. It doesn't make the hinge stand out. It fits the whole thing. It fits well. Maybe a round 1x2 would also work. It wouldn't connect, but it would work on. Yeah, Daleks have invaded many more times than the Empire's tried to, you know, suppress a group of rebels, isn't it? All right, so I'll tell you what. I'll put these back in a minute. These drawers are fairly easy. I should remember where most of them go. I'm sure I'll end up losing this some point. So let's place this where it was. I'm going to have to watch this back through to see where that brick separator went. I have no idea how we managed to find one in there. But that has been all for today's stream. Look at this. In 3 hours, we got Grogu's torso built. We finished, I think we finished the slope. I think I already finished that. But we did improve it by adding the white pieces. I'm going to go find these grey pieces now, sometime between today and tomorrow. And tomorrow I will have the video out of exactly how I've put this thing together and what is next. Don't forget, we're going to have a Grogu 3D printed head on top. So stay tuned for that video because you will get an exclusive look at that. And I will probably go live next week. If I don't build it before next week, I'll be back live building this next week. But thank you so much to all of you that have hung out in the chat. It has honestly been amazing today. One of the funnest streams building these upscaled figures. There's more to come. And I think we're only getting bigger from here. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching and may the bricks be with you always.